Okay, this is another time I want to discuss an interesting topic with you, and this is about your tongue. But before we talk about tongue, we have to talk about something else before you think about tongue. Now, the first thing you want to think about is about your thinking, your thoughts, ideas coming out from your head or coming into your head, pumping up and down, dancing and also swimming in your head. You know what I mean? If it exploded in your head, definitely the ideas we like to swim and keep on swimming in your head. So now, first of all, tame your thoughts. That is the topic I want to discuss with you. How could you take your tongue? How could you tame it? Tame your thoughts. You see, there are some billions of ideas coming to you almost, maybe say in a day or 2 days, in a week. We are talking about billions of ideas. The one you are conscious about, the one that you don't have any idea about. How is it coming or what is coming? Before you know it, you just see something just come to your head that is strange, that you're not used to. You wonder where did they get it from? Perhaps you have watched some movies, you have seen some things outside, you have passed through some places where you hear some music or you hear some sound, and those kind of things, they are getting into your mind. But you may not see them, or you may not remember them immediately, but before you know it, you have to think and think where these ideas coming from. And you wonder, why are these kind of ideas in your head, even though you don't like them? Those ideas or those thoughts cannot be controlled in terms of, can you push them away? The more you try to push them away, you may find it that you think about them more and more. But the real question is this: you have to look for some ideas again, some thoughts again, to replace them. Because if your thoughts are not under control, definitely it is not that easy to control some ideas, some thoughts. It's not easy to tame them, to put them under subjection or under control. But what you have to do, and you need to think about, is that willingness and your spirit. You need to work and to feed your mind, your body, your soul with kind of nutrients, kind of good things that will help the body, that will help your soul, and then it will also help you. But the functions of the body actually affect the mind. If you don't know, if your body is weak, definitely you may not be able to do certain things, and you need to think about how something else to do. Maybe something is very easy for you to do because of the experience that you are having in your body. But now, ideas flow through your mind every day. So you just know that. Number one, that's what you need to think about. Tame your thoughts. Then, before you speak, think carefully. You have to think carefully before you speak. It's not everything that comes to your head that you say. It's not really okay for that. It's for you. You may have the freedom of expression. You may have this freedom to speak. But the idea is that most of the time, consequences of your speech could affect and also deter people's kind of mood, and it could damage people's lives. It could destroy lives, because the tongue is so powerful, and that is the reason you need to tame your tongue, your thoughts. Tame your thoughts, and then you can tame your tongue too. Then if you don't take care of your thoughts, you cannot tame your tongue. I mean, the thing that your thoughts actually need to be tamed. You need to tame your thoughts. That means, in other words, I'm telling you that you cannot control your tongue if you cannot control your thinking. So you need to work on that. Work on it. And how you work on it? You have a way of looking deeply and engage in godliness, engage in good things, engage in living in the mode, or just assure you are having connection with God. God will give you help. Will help you to think deeply in terms of your ability to tame your tongue. And now your ability to also control your thinking. The ideas will keep on flowing, and that is the same thing. If you have a house, a building, and there's nobody occupying it, definitely you see in next 1 year or next 2 or 3 months, you will see cobwebs everywhere. Spiders will talk about from it because it is empty. That is the same thing with ideas. You need to see how is it going to be for you. If your thought, your faculty, your brain is not really occupied with good things, definitely wrong things will be dominating and will be rolling in your head, in your mind. But I don't want you to do that. Just enjoy yourself. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you some other time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is time around I'm going to be having discussion with you, and today is going to be so lovely and it's going to be fun. You know, the beginning of life actually starts from the conception. So now I'm going to be discussing something so interesting about how to ensure that you don't stop at the point of extraction, but you take a step forward and keep producing. You know, this is all about dangers of stopping at the point of extraction and not moving into the production. Now, we are looking at the life the way it is because that's what we perceive. That's what we have been taught about life. We believe that we just need to gather and keep on gathering and keep on gathering. And then I wonder what is going on and what is going on about this issue about gathering informations and without anything being done about those information. This applies to university too. I noticed that in university we have a lot of projects that have been done yearly, and then those informations being gathered by students who are about to finish their undergraduate level or master's level, or those who are even PhD, they tend to end in the dustbin. That is called extraction of information. That is the meaning of extraction. So I'm talking about dangers of extractions without productions. Dangers of extractions without production. If you look at this definition of extractions, you just keep on trying to dig deep in terms of looking for gold or in search for gold. You tend to dig and keep on digging. Then after digging this ground or mine the ground, and then at the end of the day, the gold is just there. You are not refining the gold. That gold will be useless because it has to go through the next stage of its transformation. Now, when we are talking about extractions, we need to really be careful because there's danger. There are dangers. Not only one danger, but there are dangers about stopping at extractions. As a student, as a person, if you have gone through university level or you have gone through high school level, or either you finished primary school and you didn't move ahead of time, the question is that is not the issue. The issue is that those things, informations, those experiences you encountered during the process of enrolling or passing through this academic period in your life, what are those things have you gathered? Information have been extracted from your lecturers, from your colleagues, in terms of from your fellow students who actually perhaps they had more experience, or they have learned more, they had more understanding about the concept of the courses that you people, both of you and them, actually learned. Now, if you stop at this level without utilizing those informations after your graduation, after convocation, according to when you are trying to leave school before you move to another stage of your life, perhaps we have people who just want to just have the certificate without applying what gave them that certificate, what they have passed through to gain that certificate. So now, when I talk about production, now I will put production now in terms of what is production. Is transformation, conversions of raw materials into finished goods, according to the definition in economics. And then if you're talking about conversion is very, very essential in terms of everything. The energy is time to be changing from one form to another. If you have firewood, for example, firewood is going to be transformed into ashes when you use the energy to cook food. In case most people who are into party stuff, meaning preparing food for the large numbers of people in terms of the participant, the guests, they tend, in a local setting, use firewood to prepare food. Yeah, because they feel like, yes, it's burning. This one will make the food get done in time, get prepared in time, and then it will save the cost too, because maybe perhaps it's cheaper, it's very easy to access. But now, using the firewood as an example for production means that the firewood will be converted into ashes, and then after it get burnt, after passing through the fire, then it will change forms. The same thing about this issue about information. So you will need to move forward by converting your extractions. What are we be extracting? Now the question is this: are we be extracting, or you are not be extracting at all? Because if you have not extracted or gathered informations or tools, things that you need to move forward in life, definitely you will need to first of all think about how to get into the raw materials extractions. And this extraction can be intangible or tangible. Now, talking about intangible is what you could not see, the informations that you have in your head perhaps, but you cannot see it with your eyes, ideas that you gather from somebody or someone who is closer by, or even online when you are browsing the internet. Something can just pop up in your mind, and then that kind of informations is kind of be called extractions, because you gather them, you extract it from internet or from books that perhaps you have been reading. So now, when you gather them, what do you do with them? So what you do with them, it will determine your production. Either if you keep them aside, you will not be able to actually produce anything. So, and then at the end of the day, there are dangers. Now, what are the dangers of extractions without production? Nigeria is a typical example of a country that is suffering from extractions without production. Now, in this country, crude oil has been extracted several times from year in, year out, meaning that it is available, especially the raw materials available now, but there's no production. Production stops, and when production stops, it means that there are problems somewhere, meaning that there are problems. What will happen is this: there will be called obesity. Obesity is not only when you get fat in your body. Obesity means that there are more kind of particles, or there are kind of things that are too much, that are not being used, and then they are stored without having any tangible purpose at all. Meaning that they are not being used, they are there accumulating and becoming something else. So when the things are becoming too much, meaning that you have much more, this stuff that you are not utilizing. And if you're not utilizing it, definitely what will happen, you will just be having obesity. And obesity is a very dangerous thing to experience. Obesity actually can destroy more than you can ever imagine. In terms of long time or maybe medium time, it may not be too long, or it may not be too short. You may not see the effect about obesity. And that is to show that a country without production actually is just having obese and death things inside the system. And despite the fact that the country is having enough resources, but the resources are being underutilized, and then they are being stored, they are being extracted and being extracted. And if you look at some states like a production, a crude oil state where there is extraction of crude oil, by the time you get there, you will see what is happening there. Perhaps you see oil everywhere. For them to drink water, they may need to go outside the place because everywhere is full with crude oil. And then that kind of experience, if they don't produce this crude oil there, and in terms of after extraction they produce it, and then they'll be able to have enough profit, enough a return of this kind of extraction, then definitely they will not be able to cope with themselves in terms of having the ability to change things around for their own good, in terms of changing the environment, cleaning up the environment, the spillages all over the place. You know what? That is just to say they will experience obesity. And then the second point concerning this is about burden. A burden. Do you know, burden actually is heavy load on your shoulder. Meaning that you have a lot of things in your head, but you don't know how to deal with them. And then when you see this issue, you are so bothered about them. You are so worried about them because they are in your head. You have too much ideas. You have things in your head. You keep on gathering information. You want to become scholars, for example. Definitely, your head will keep on will be roaming and be forming with full of things. And then when you don't use those ideas, apply those ideas, definitely they'll become a burden to you. And the burden, destroys too. Destroys. When you have overburden, not even just a burden, it will become a burden to you. So for you to be able to succeed and also do better in your life, you need to think about how to reduce the burden by producing your extractions. Now, if you have things to do, for example, you want to do 10 things at the same time, and then you don't produce the 5, 4, or 3 out of them, definitely by tomorrow there will be more extractions that you will gather that will become more burden to you. So in other words, you are thinking about how to produce, but if you stop at just I have this information, I have this. For example, you want to cook beans, for example, or you want to cook something like cake, and you think about you're just gathering all the ingredients without the flour. How do you want to? And then when you gather them, you're just looking at the ingredients. You have flour, you have egg, you have butter, you have other ingredients you need to make cake. Then you just sit down, be watching at them. You will just watching at those ingredients and be happy that yes, you have cake already. You have cake already. Now, even though you have this kind of ingredients and then you don't translate them, you don't produce them to make them, turn them to cake. It has processes. There's process you need to follow that you will be able to produce this cake, and then it will be better. It will look nice and at the end of the day. So now, before you want to think about dressing the cake, there must be cake on ground. That's to show that it will be a burden to you if you just have this kind of extractions, you gather things without acting on them, applying them, doing things. Then I want to talk the third point before I talk the last point, because there are 4 points I have here. And this one has to do with sickness or illness. When you have a lot of information or you have a lot of ideas in your head, you are having a lot of things to do, and you are not producing anything, meaning that you will fall sick easily. It will tend to make you feel sick, because sickness does not just happen. Now, if you go to a hospital, for example, you may see some people who are finding it difficult to excrete. Perhaps because they gather more things, they eat food, but the food does not translate into waste, and then there's blockage somewhere due to inability to produce, the body to produce, transform this food that a person has been taking, and then it becomes something else. That person will go sick, and that is to show that extractions, just taking food in alone, is not the issue. The body requires transformation into our productions so that there will be nutrients being passed to the other parts of the body, while the waste will be out of the body through sweat or through defecation. Or that means there must be a way of releasing out, meaning production takes place after there is a waste, meaning that you have to look for something more like rice, raw rice in the farm. There's the need for chaff, for them to remove the chaff. You don't just eat rice just because they cut it from there and they just swallow it like that with the chaff. That means the essence is about, when you are talking about production involves you to remove the chaff from the real grain. You need to know what are the essentials that you need to move forward. So production is about, now my encouragement is about you producing whatever you have, information you have. Today you think about this thing, do something about it. Tomorrow you get another information, do something about it. Don't just keep them, because I have some people have diaries that they keep a lot of ideas, but they don't do anything about them. They say they want to do this, they don't do anything about it. Tomorrow they say they want to do something, they have the plans. Now without educations, without trying to translate those plans into actions, that definitely will cause a lot of things. But you know what? I will be talking about the last point now. The last point has to do with another thing that's so interesting. Now that has to do with backwardness. There's no way you can extract informations, gather informations, trying to learn about things, and then you don't do anything about them. You are moving backward, because people, this country or this world we are in is a world of evolving. Everything is changing every now and then. It doesn't stay a place. So if you think carefully about this, backwardness is another dangers of extractions without productions. Don't extract without producing. So you are going backward. You are going backward. You are not moving forward if you stop at the point of extraction. And that's the reason Nigeria is going backward. Nigeria is going backward every day, because all the things that happened in 1980s, we could see them even in 2021, meaning that after several years, about two decades plus, then those things are still happening right now because of the backwardness we could see in the kind of leadership we're having in today. Because everything is about not moving forward. Anything from advancement, anytime anything concerning production in terms of moving forward is more of like a crime for any progress in the country. The reason that the country is full of extractions is that everything is about borrowing, and just borrowing and thinking about killing people. These are the things about extractions. We're supposed to be producing good things, like produce the best thing. If you have information about corruptions, finding corruptions, and then you are the one that is father of corruption, meaning that you keep on having corruptions, in your hand, and you're saying you're fighting corruption, that will definitely is backwardness. That means it's only extractions of information. Oh yes, this person is corrupt. Yeah, fine. Yeah, come inside. Yeah, enjoy yourself, even though the person is corrupt. And that is kind of signs that we have when we have people or leadership with even extractions that don't have production. They'll just gather information. They say this place is good, fine. Yeah, let's go there. No, don't go there. We already know. Fine, I'll stay here. In other words, you just say yes. I know about this thing, but I don't want to do anything about it. I know that this country needs these things. This country needs change in terms of possible change in terms of the production of crude oil, converting crude oil into finished goods in terms of fuel, gas, and so on. And you're telling me you keep on saying no, we want to buy things. That is called backwardness. Yeah, you are not producing more, and you don't plan for the future. Because if you plan for the future, then this country will not be like this. Now, all over the world, we see people doing things and utilizing their extractions of information or extraction of anything they have. It could be tools. If you need tools, just get it. So at the end of the day, we need to move forward. That is the end of this video. I will be talking more about another interesting topic that you will enjoy. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being there with me. And then I know that at the end of the day, we will be able to improve and getting better, and so that we don't just stop at extraction, We just need to see that we are producing something. Just produce nice things. Yes. See you some other time. Okay, now listen to me carefully. You can see the country now is moving forward. Yeah, we call it moving forward, but see, we see things not moving forward at all. Everybody's thinking about me, thinking the way I think, the way I do things. So if you look, see me now moving, flying like the sky, you think that see if I'm in which. No, I'm not. I'm just trying my best to be the best I can ever be. You know what? If you see yourself the way you are, don't think about the tomorrow. You think about tomorrow now, because you think about tomorrow, you do things about how to do, make it become better tomorrow. But if you don't worry at all about yesterday, yes, definitely you got think about tomorrow. So tomorrow is there. So enjoy yourself and enjoy what you have right now, because you only have one life to live. So if you have a life to live, then think about how you can make sure that today is the best day of your life. And then let me tell you now, forgive people when you see people when they're doing you wrong and they can't think doing a bad thing for you. Don't worry at all about what they do for you, against you. You know why? Because of what? Because tomorrow it will always be the best life in your life. Because of what? You have hope that you will see tomorrow, even though you don't have the chance to see tomorrow now. You cannot peep at all to see tomorrow, even though you try to use kind of evil spirit at all to even contact to know what is happening tomorrow. But God is still the one determining what is happening tomorrow. Everybody is here. We are here just saying this today. Now, today cannot be defined by what we have, because what we have today can be gone before the end of the day. You know why? See, as the challenge of life, everybody is having challenges. Definitely, you need to think about how to do what you want to do. So, what you have challenge cannot define you. You define your challenge definitely, even though if challenge is kind of scaring you. But you know what? You just feel like, say, yeah, and you can't do it anymore. You can't give up when you still have life. It's because there's life. When there's hope, when there's hope, when there's life, that's what we want to think about. So take a step forward now and do the right thing to the best way you can do. So now I don't have much to say right now. I need to take you to let you know about this country, this nation. I believe one day everything will get better. Even though we have bad leaders, we don't care about the fancies and they care about the citizens of the country, because they care about all they have is about money, how to borrow money, how to make sure that money belongs to them, gets to their own pocket. But the country is kind of drowning in the river, and we wonder what's going to happen. When are we going to escape this kind of torturing up and down every day, every now and then? You know why? Because we don't wonder what's going to happen. Economy is so hard for people to live now, because the cost of living is so high that people wonder what's happening. They're looking at it in the sky as if, because this life is it like it's so hard like this. Then I wonder, they think about it, that it is on the dreams of the country that they want. They want the best country they want to ever live. You know why? But right now we can see what you see now is the kind of dirty things we see all around us. We do, our environment is so dirty, and still we wonder what is happening. How can we survive? Because of what? We don't have any kind of arrangement left for people to kind of take care of themselves, to say we could put double things at all. I'm telling you now, I don't have much time to talk about more about this country, but let me tell you something about your life. You need to think about your life. I have to make sure that you don't stay where you are. You don't still remain where you are. You don't think the way you used to think. You just make sure you think about better things and about your life. So let us go there now. When you have chance, you make sure that you think the best way. I don't know much to say, but still, little to us have to tell you is this: to think about your life, think about your future, think about whatever you have. So if you see me now flying in the sky one day, you wonder why am I flying? Because I've been learning how to crawl without wings. But still, I learn, I keep on learning. So the same way you have to think about it. You want to think about how to learn the best way. So don't let me go much on this because of this, because what we have here is what you see. So when you see life and enjoy life. But you know what? Don't just regret about the past. Don't regret about yesterday. So let me tell you this thing about things you need to know. So let us take it easy when you see life, when you see challenges facing us. So you just look at it, you just gaze at it and say, yes, look at it, look at me. I don't have anything to fear. Because of what? Because I have hope that everything you are challenging me with, I will defeat you. Because of what? You are more than conqueror. And that's what they call the conqueror. Those who believe that yes, they can do everything. I can see them. They can do it if they don't remain where they used to be. When they keep on ensuring that they climb the mountain, they want to see the whole world, and still you don't want to kind of see. You don't want to stress yourself. You need to stress yourself. You need to do the right thing at the right time. That's what you say. Yeah, I gotta go now. So you see you some other time. And I thank so much for watching. ASU versus FG. We are talking about education in this country. Imagine that we are having close to 4 months, getting to 4 months now, that students in higher institutions have not been in school, especially in federal university. I'm talking about all these states universities that may be enjoying themselves or attending their lectures, or maybe things are going fine, but federal government institutions are still not enjoying at all the education meant for the students. Now, a lot of comments have been going around the social media concerning these politicians are not actually sending their students or their children to into universities in Nigeria. So they go abroad to Oxford University, Cambridge, and others, and they don't have anything to worry about. They don't have anything to lose. But common men, people like us, who have no other means to go to travel out of the country, and who are not any money, not any millions, and different allowances from different kind of maybe sickness allowances and so on. But they don't have those allowances, and there's no contract given to them. And then we are seeing that they are not into school. They are not in school. They are not expelled. They are not sent home because of their have not paid their school fees. They are sent home because ASU and the federal government in Nigeria are battling with the issue of one thing or the other concerning either payment system or welfareism and so on. And now, who are the ones suffering now? The students are suffering because if you are a student, you are meant to just spend 4 years in university. You are likely to spend 6 years because of ASU strike, going on strike, and it's affecting. So who is suffering now? Students are suffering, and also lecturers too are getting heated too, because the issue of no work, no pay is rising now. Is actually the issue is a bit removing smoke or raising smoke everywhere now. So now a lot of issues are going on, and the university meant for federal government is locked. The federal government has sold most of the agencies. Talking about the properties in terms of NEPA turned to Power Holding Company of Nigeria. Talking about other Natal being useless. And now university again is turning into this indirectly, because the way we are saying it, how is it possible for university to not run for almost 4 months now? And we want the nation to grow. I could see clearly now that we have a lot of work to do. So students that are into university, and now even universities, for example, federal universities currently have collected acceptance fees for most students who have not even gained admission at all, or who have not been, who have not accepted any lecture at all. Meaning, in other words, they are on hold. And then JAMB also is going on with their business, collecting money for another JAMB. And those people, those students, those poor students who have not even started university at all, or the other level, they have the so-called future or prospective freshers, they have not attended a class. They've not even cleared. They're not through the screening. And now another set of people are coming again. So where are they going to enter? Federal government is not taking this issue serious. Federal government should have stopped JAMB from taking another student, suspend the form, or collective form, and do exam, engage exam. For what? What are they doing? Why are they doing that? Why is federal government not even stopping JAMB to stop collecting money to engage in the examination, since there is no point in going to higher institutions? It is not really proper, even though if it's, it is unfair to majorities of Nigerians, especially the common people, common masses, those who are actually working so tightly to meet up with their ends means, and it is not really good for the nation. So federal government and ASU, I think you guys should resolve the issues in time, because at the end of the day, you are only damaging your legacy as government. Your legacy that's supposed to be top notch all over the world is becoming useless. I don't want to talk about the issue of NFF, the Nigeria Football Federation, and other issues that is going on in the sport. But let's talk about education. This education, where is the hope for the common man that is that is running education, that is running its course or a course in the federal universities, and now things are not going the way it's supposed to be. So that's my hope, and also my wish that Nigeria gets better, even in education sectors to get better. Federal government and also solve your problems, and then let the students enjoy and continue with their education and finish in time and do engage in other things. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you another time. Hello out there. Thanks so much for watching this video. My name is Johnson Salami. Today I'm going to be talking about something so interesting about this country, this nation. And we're talking about inflation. Inflation destroys workers' income. If you're a worker, you're working in this nation, you know that when there is too much hike in the price of commodities and services, all your effort will be so in vain. You don't see results for all the income, all the things you have been getting. Guys, we thought about inflation, and this is about business and about money management. You need to think about that. Now, purchasing power is very, very crucial. You have to be able to purchase something. Now, when you get money, you need to be able to buy it, to be able to spend it, or invest it, or use it. But if all your effort have been shattered because of inflation, that means there's work to be done. There are issues on the ground that you need to work on. How can you ensure that you manage whatever you have right now? Because this situation you are in, it is very, very critical situation. Now, you work, your salary may be something somehow so minimal. Now, this country now is living based on the minimum wage. If you're talking about minimum wage, that is $54 in a month, meaning that you are earning $54 if you are collecting minimum wage, which is 30,000 naira. Now imagine 30,000 naira for the whole month. How is it enough to take cater for yourself and for your family and to meet up your needs? Now, everything now has gone up almost 100%. At times, you see 150% increase in commodities in the market. And nothing has been done about it. Now, the question is this. What are the dangers of inflation affecting the economy as well as the workers? Because workers do carry out activities, whether you are into service or you are into production of goods and service, anyone. The danger is we are eating like ants, walking like elephants. Do you know what it means? It means that we are putting more effort every day, but what you are getting as a result of it is too small, because when you work so hard and you're not getting, your money cannot buy something tangible. That means it's like we are in a moment of losing a lot of values in terms of ability to buy things. Despite the fact that you are not lazy, you are working so hard. Now, this increase means that we are higher expenses, lower income, meaning that expenses will increase, but your income is going down. Expenses going up. Why we're talking about income going down? Because even though it is still remain the same, it cannot meet up with expenses. And another thing about is the increase in crime rate. Everybody now, almost everybody now will be thinking about how to survive by all means. So in the process, few of us, let me say, some people will tend to go into criminality, meaning trying to go and look for a way of survival. And that is the reason why, of course, when they don't have money, the money they have, before you know it, they have spent it for little things. You go to market, buy food stuff, before you know it, money is gone. And that is one of the reasons why crime rate may increase. That is dangers of inflation that are affecting. Then I'll talk about corruption. If I can talk about corruption, fight corruption, when you don't make economy, make life, standards of living conducive for people that you're talking about. They are going to look for a way. That's the increase in corruption will rise, and that is the issue we need to work on. But what can you do about it? Make sure you look for a way of adding value to yourself, and look for a way of minimize your expenses. Try to cut down your expenses. Cut your coat according to your material. not according to your size, because your size may be big a bit, but you may need to do some exercises and burn some fat so that your materials can fit in when you have. Because at times, if you have too much to think about, worry about, you may not be able to achieve anything at all. Thanks so much for watching this video. Some other time, we're going to talk about something else. Yeah, this time around, I want to talk about enemies. Have you heard about enemies? Yeah, you may be wondering, is there anything called enemy? Although it is in the dictionary, but actually in real life, enemy does not appear as enemy. You may have friends and they can become your enemies. You may have also family members who can be your enemies. But it is surprising that most of the time, we don't know that enemies are closer than we can imagine. What are the aims of enemies? They are there to actually to take away, to steal, to drag, to pull away the values you have, or the possessions you have. Now, enemies comes in different forms. If you don't know this time around that about enemies can be anybody, can be anything. Now, enemy is someone or something that does not want you to progress in life, or does not want you to move forward, or does not want you to have some valuable things that you need. Now, I have this picture that I'm going to show you. This picture has to do with two speakers and as well as beans. Now, the other speaker does not have anything, and that place looks neat. The other one has beans there, and you could see rats as well as the chaffs that they have eaten part of the beans that you see on this picture. Now, if you are wondering what happened, these are two speakers. One has beans, the other one doesn't have. The other one looks neat because there's nothing to take away from it. That's why rats could not go there and do anything. But the other one, rat can actually see a lot of opportunities to steal these beans, to eat the beans, and also to excrete on the speakers. You can see it mess up the speaker because of what? They could see something valuable on the speaker, but the other one, they could not see anything. So they left that one. The reason you may have enemies because you have some things valuable, or you have some things that are valuable. And then you may not know, but even enemies, foes, they are there to suck and drain you. And if you are also an enemy to somebody else, you can become someone who is draining the other people. In other words, someone's enemy can be your enemy, and your own enemy can be, you can be yourself, your own self-enemy. You can be yourself. You can be you. Because sometimes what you want to achieve requires you to be sacrificial and also make sure you move ahead. But if you are not taking decisions, you are not having some kind of plans to make sure that you achieve. You yourself, you can become your own enemy because of indiscipline. When you don't discipline yourself, you don't take actions when you're supposed to take action, you don't even consider other factors that could harm you or harm your progress. And that means you are perhaps indolent in the sense that you are not doing the right thing at the right time. And then that is what we call enemy. So we have self-enemy, we have, I call it intra and inter-enemy, meaning that you have enemies that are outside you, but you, within you, your thoughts, your reasonings, what you are thinking about can make you your own enemy. And other people that actually don't want you to get out or do well, although they may mean well they want you to get better, but the way they are going about it does not add up. So they want you to go far, but still all the things they're advising you is to don't go anywhere. Just stay where you are. But you know what? It depends on how you see enemies. So, but don't forget that don't always assume that other people that are your enemies. You yourself can be your enemies. And all you need to do is to ensure you find out what actually are you doing or you're not doing that you ought to be doing. And you're not doing it, and it does not help you to move forward, to progress in life. So this time around, I want you to understand that these two speakers actually simplify the fact about enemies. Enemies are after something valuable. I'm not saying that your friend is your enemy per se, but I'm telling you that your friend who actually does not add up, does not help you to grow, they don't help you to achieve your goals. And even at times, the problem is that you don't have goals at all because you don't set goals for yourself. So if you don't have goals for your own life, how your friends will help you to achieve that. So in other words, both of you, it's more of like, well, I've blind. Maybe one man is more of like a king in the the kingdom of the blind. In other words, if you have if you don't see clearly, or like you only have one eye that you actually can see, then you are more of like a king to those who don't see at all. So ensure that you know your enemy, and then this means that do anything possible means to ensure you move ahead and then don't remain where you are. In life, we ought to always think ahead of time and move ahead of time and do the things we need to do at the right time. If we don't do them at the right time, we may not be helping ourselves. And if we're not helping ourselves, you know what it means? It means that we are standing still. We are more stagnant, and then enemies are not the problems. We are our own enemies most of the time. So ensure, are you really your own enemy, or someone else is your enemy, or a group of people are your enemies? In this country, we have enemies, especially government. Government does not have anything to care about the citizens of the country. They always have to take away from the citizens. Despite the fact that the salary is so minimal, it's not so small, it's so tiny. But the taxes that the governments are actually inflicting on the Nigerians, they're too much. Imagine, the roads are bad, your cars get spoiled, light, you don't have light. Now, what I'm using now, I'm not even using light. There's no light. We are using battery to run this show, this clip. And you can see, it is so interesting that to know that this country, we are just suffering. Those who are paying post-paid meter, they are paying their bills without having meter, they are not paying for what they are not using. In other words, they are actually being taxed woefully, which does not help anybody. Does not help people. So this time around, I'll be talking more about relationship as well as business, and very soon I'll be talking about forex. Forex is about business too. So a lot of things, we have enemies. Enemies are everywhere. So there's no thing you can do about the enemies. So, but there are a lot of things you can do about yourself. How do you treat your enemies? So look at it. Make sure you guide your valuables. It's not what you have that actually may be valuables, but who you are. And I will know that you can become better every day if you can work on it. Thanks so much for watching this video. You may subscribe to my channel, and some other time I'm going to talk more about it. So interesting topics that will have more impact, that is so full of inspiration. And thanks so much for joining me this time. Now, this moment, what do you feel about your life? What do you think about your life? Think deeply right now and feel the impulse coming out from your body, and let those kind of impulse tell you or reveal to you what you are feeling right now. Now, it could be fear, it could be greed, it could be tiredness, it could be kind of boredom, it could be anything. Those feelings, they are real. Now the question is, how do you manage those feelings? The feelings that you have right now, you cannot control some of them. Some of them because they may be kind of tools you need for today's activities. But you need to control. Learning how to control them is very key. You are doing right now, whatever you are doing, the knowledge you are seeking for, you need to ensure that these things, all these feelings, they are part of you. They can kill you. They can destroy your life. They can also lead you to your destiny, meaning that where you are meant to be. A lot of us don't think much about that. A lot of us, we don't care about it. But we need to work on it to see how can we ensure we know what we are feeling at a particular time. Is it fear? Is it your heart is beating so hard? These are the things that will help you to manage your feelings. Managing your feelings is not it's just small task. The reason that a child can just lose just rubber ring and then start crying is because that child has not grown enough to know that rubber ring does not really matter much. But to him at that stage in life, rubber ring it's more of like a very, very important to him because he's using it to play, to throw it. We used to throw and to play around with it. Now that rubber ring, the same rubber ring is an adult we see you'll be using to bond up money, to kind of save money so that money does not scatter, or the money, a bunch of notes does not scatter the currency. Now we're talking about managing your feelings. How well are you managing your feelings? Think deeply. Now, how do you manage your feelings? Number one, you have to recognize the feelings you're having right now. Whatever situation you're having, recognize it. Can you identify what is happening to your body? So when you can identify it, fine, that would make some more sense to you. Okay, by the time you feel it, you know that yes, what can you do about it? Is it because you are doing something too much? You are working so hard too much. You are getting exhausted because you are working from morning to night. Now, working is good, but you need to know when to rest. Resting is part of life. If you don't know when to rest, definitely you will kind of accumulate fatigue, and it could destroy your feelings, your ability to manage your feelings. Now, knowledge is key. Now, the knowledge, ability to apply your knowledge, which has to do with wisdom, is part of way to manage your feelings. Your feelings is real. Then how do you manage it? You manage it with logical, with your reasoning, and then you need to wait. Discipline is another point that you can use to manage your feelings. You have to be disciplined to say you want to wait. You don't want to rush things. Tomorrow is there. Tomorrow is still there. But what you can do today, you ensure you do it today, and then let what will happen tomorrow happen. You cannot control tomorrow, but what you have today is what you need to focus on. And then whatever you're doing today should be towards tomorrow, better tomorrow, what we are going to do tomorrow. That's the deal. That is how you can manage your feelings. Manage your feelings. First of all, recognize your feelings. You have to identify your feelings, what you are feeling, and then look at the way of the ability to discipline your emotions, meaning that discipline what you are feeling. Make sure that what you are feeling is part of it. Now, those are the things that I need to really share with you. The other time I talk about taming your thoughts, but now I'm talking about managing your feelings. And I believe that you have learned one or two things. And then if you have any question that you want to ask me, you may ask me below there on this page, this channel, and then let me know on this video. I will be able to address it maybe in my next video. Thanks you so much for watching this video. I will see you some other time. My name is Johnson Salami. Ladies and gentlemen, today is another time I want to discuss with you about something so interesting, and I'm talking about happiness and also joy. But why you need to choose joy over happiness? These are the two concepts. They look alike, but they are not the same. Now I want to talk about the meaning of joy. What do you feel like it is joy? What do you feel like it is happiness? Now, happiness is a subset of joy. Joy is deeper than happiness. Now, everyone wants to be happy, but almost of the time, everybody does not experience joy. So, and then what is one of the reasons that we need to discuss this issue? We don't just allow things to just be passing by. Sometimes we fall victims of thinking that yes, when the things are going fine, definitely that's when happiness can really flow. Now, happiness is just minor part of joy, the bigger feeling. A student that passes his or her exam will feel happy, but a student who fails the one exam, one paper or the other, and believes that it was quite his fault or her fault, definitely will still feel the joy that definitely there's hope for the next opportunity. And then there's always motives behind what happened to him. Now, these two scenarios now that I've mentioned of, they are a bit confusing to average person who does not really understand the meaning of joy and happiness. Now, let's look at the differences. One, the joy comes from the inside. It does not have any influence from the outside. If anything happens at the outside or the external part, it does not really remove that internal, influence, that force. It is more of like a child who receive something from his parents, like sweet, and then the child will feel like will be feeling happy because of that. But when that sweet falls down from his hands and then it touches grounds and then perhaps it's dirty and could not kind of taste it anymore because it's too dirty, it has gone beyond the level of cleaning the sweet. The sweet stick will just be perhaps make that child to be sad and then to be unhappy, and that to show that what happened in that process actually made that child to be sad and to not feel the joy anymore because it was because based on that sweet. That's the reason that the child feels happy, and feels the joy of that taste. So this is more of like joy is the key part of living, key part of surviving in life in all circumstances, and we need to think about how we express our joy rather than we feel like we want to be happy all the time. Now, it is not really possible for us to be happy all the time. There will be time for us to feel a bit weak and feel sad and feel sad, but we should endeavor to see the reason that we should need to choose joy over going for happiness. There's no point in that. Then permanent, and the joy is permanent, while happiness is temporary. Now, when there's sun, you are walking under the sun, you will feel the sweat, all over you, and then you may feel unhappy because it's a bit stressful. It is part of life. But now the joy in you will still be feeling the joy if you are engaging in what you love to do or what you are. So your inspiration, your art is telling you to keep doing, to keep enjoying, even though it's not looking good or it's not looking sweet, it's not looking convenient at all. Now, that is another point I want you to see. So that one is about permanent, that one is temporary. So happiness is temporary. It can be happy today and tomorrow it can be, but joy is supposed to be regularly, every day, every time. Then one is tested and the other one is not tested. Now, if happiness is tested, it will fail. But once joy is tested, joy will not fail, because joy is not conditional like weather, that in the morning it will be a bit cold, chilling, and in the afternoon it will be sunny. In the evening it will be perhaps a bit cloudy, and the weather will change, the sunset, and then everything will be changing. But talking about happiness, happiness is like weather. It's changing every now and then. So two of them, they're not the same. Well, I want you to see the need for you to work on that aspect of your life in terms of joy, the kind of virtues that you need to make sure you arrive at the destination in life, where you are going, where you are intending to reach. So work on it. See how you can get to where you are going without getting worried at all on the way. Because if you don't see these incentives that make happiness to be there, make sure you focus on joy, the internal part of you, and then you will really enjoy your life. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will like you to maybe make comment if you have any question at all for me to discuss any topical issue that you feel like will also contribute to this channel and to your life. And we care so much about you. You see you another time. My name is Johnson Salami. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you have a nice time wherever you are watching me from. I know today is another beautiful day, and I know that you will enjoy today's episode of Inspirational Talks I used to give out or to share. Today I'm talking about cost and value. Now, cost of a thing is not the value of it, because something is costly does not mean that it's valuable. Most of the times we don't really know the meaning, because we know the meaning but don't really know the essence of the meaning of those two concepts, cost and value. Series of mental pictures that scroll in your mind and head could distort and just misinterpret the cost of a thing as the same with value. Cost actually could be fixed, or it can be variable. That's what we have been taught in secondary schools about in economics. The fixed cost is static, meaning that it's fixed, so nobody can change it except the government, except those who are in power. As a result of monopoly with strict laws, if the cost is expected to reduce based on season, the law can be manipulated. The value, on the other hand, could be reduced and cost remain the same and increase. You can see, for example, now let me give you an example. Fuel and electricity. I know wherever you're watching me from, whether you are in the UK, in US, in Nigeria, in Kwara State, in Lagos, wherever you are watching me from, you must have those two, because fuel you need to move around. That's an energy for mobility for a car. If you have a car, you use it. Then the authority in the country, in Nigeria, for example, can wake up one day and say, yeah, and double the price. The fuel now will be double of the price of yesterday. And you cannot surprise. And then without any reasonable fact, but expectation or exploitation of the citizens, that could be so painful. It's more like exploiting everyone. That's how it seems to people. That's how people perceive it. The derived value is reduced whenever the cost of the commodities or services is increased by producer, according to the consumer's perspectives. That's what you consider it, you perceive it. Okay, you could notice that fish in Tatos is reducing, yet the price is increasing. You could notice 4 liters gallon is reducing the same amount used to fill it to the brim initially or previously. You could notice the lifespan of bulb reduces while the cost increases. Cost actually is not universal. Cost in Nigeria can be different from the US, because even our foreign exchange actually is not the same. Our currency is devalued, and you can see everything is changing. Okay, then if $1 million gold in the hand of a child is like pebble or stone that could be thrown in the river. That was what it means. A child can throw a pebble into the river, and what happens? Understanding cost of a thing will save you stress with time and also money. The inevitable reality is that there are costs that's unforeseeable. You don't see it coming. The same with value. Your value could rise, but you need to keep producing and productive. You need to keep unproductive. That is very, very important for you. If it's not, and I'm going to tell you, just understand this concept, and then your life never remains the same. And I know we enjoy more of these inspirational talks from me. And I know that you are actually enjoying the channel. If you like, subscribe and also share with your friends. And one day, perhaps you will know that actually in this life, we need to also keep on growing and never remain the same. My name is Johnson Salami. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll see you some other time. Yes, this time, I hope you're having a nice time wherever you are watching me from. Either you are in UK, you are in US, you are in Nigeria, wherever you are watching me from. Thanks so much for joining this time around. I'm talking about stagnancy. It is the enemy of progress. Meaning that whenever you see someone who is progressing, you will feel as if that person is committing a crime, because to a stagnant person, person is committing a crime. Any idea that does not really or does not look like your own idea may seem somehow this against you. But in other words, if you're talking about progress in life, there is need for us to make sure we delete or we don't really belong to the lane of stagnant people who want to be stagnant wherever they are. They wish to be somewhere better, but at times they don't make any attempt to move to the next level. So in other words, in the world of stagnancy, progress is a crime. That means you will commit a crime if actually you are progressing in the world of stagnancy. If an institution wants you to remain where you are, they don't want you to just take a bit step higher to move to the next stage of your life. You may be feeling as if you are committing a crime. That is the reason why it's very important to understand about limitation. And the stagnancy is not a good thing at all. If you want to actually forge ahead in life, you need to think about moving away from stagnant lane. It is a lane. It's more of an ideology. It's more of like, this is how we used to do it. But do you have to also do it the way we used to do it? And I think this life is progressing, is evolving. It does not be like this before. Nobody could believe that we could communicate wherever you are. Either you are in US right now and you're watching me, I can communicate with you through video chat. In other words, I can see you live. But then it was not so. Should we say that video chat is now a crime? Or because before there was something like that. It was only voicemail or voice or sending email. So that is just about progress we were talking about. It applies to other parts of our lives. When our lives is actually progressing, we will see it. Although I'm going to be talking about another part that actually touch on progress in my next video. Because right now, I'm looking at this way. How can we resolve this issue? How can you ensure that you don't remain where you are? Because progress is essential for fulfilling life purpose. So when we are talking about this, how can you do that? What is your plan in life? What is your plan to ensure that you don't remain where you used to be? Meaning that stagnancy never pays. It may look as if you are patient, whereas you are procrastinating. And that is not really good idea. So in my next video, I'm going to discuss about something very interesting. Just watch out for it. Soon, it will be out. But right now, I want to encourage you. I want to admonish you. I want to really, at least, let me just share with you that it is not advisable. It's not encouraging. It is not expedient at all. It's not paramount for you to remain in stagnant lane. In other words, this is how I used to do it. This is how I wanted to do it. So I'm here. I want to remain here. No, you need to think about progress. So don't feel as if you are guilty of a crime when you are progressing in your life, in your thinking, in your actions, when you are doing things better than others. We have a lot of businesses that have made a lot of more profits because of they have attempted to ensure they go against the stagnancy, against the norms. This is how we used to do it. So thanks so much for watching this video. Some other time we're going to discuss interesting topic about life, about a lot of things. But right now, enjoy yourself, and wherever you're watching me from, enjoy your life, and make sure you don't remain stagnant, but be progressive. And even though it may look as if it's committing a crime, to those who are stagnant, you are not committing a crime. Just forge ahead, and then never remain the same. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. This is year 2022. I believe that this year is going to be awesome and it's going to be special. We don't know what is going to happen from the beginning to the end, but we believe that whatever time we have right now that we are breathing, we are having to breathe with our nostrils. We believe that it will be better than last year. Our best year is yet to come, and this is the best year ever because this is the another opportunity we have to make impact in the lives of others. And in our own lives too, we want to see progress, just floating like a boat on the river, floating and then moving forward to our destination. This time around, in this episode, I'm going to share with you what are your goals in 2022. What do you have to achieve? Last year, you could have not, or you might not have achieved a lot of things that you had from the inception of last year. But this year now is another fresh start, more of like fresh continuation of what you have started perhaps last year and you have not achieved yet. This year, we will be looking at the points that we will need to look at and focus on how to achieve the best God wants us to achieve while we are still alive. And I want to talk about 365 days in a year. Now look at it. You have 365 days in a year. That means the beginning of this year now, you have a clean slate for you to write your story, write your future, as the God in heaven is opening your eyes to see what you need to do at the right time. Now, I'll be talking about 4 points now on how can you achieve your goals. Or know what are your goals, then how can you achieve them this year. It's not that easy to just say it, but we need to really look at it deeply. And that is the point 4 in this episode of my Inspirational Talks. We talk about something so interesting and I need to really take serious. Now, the first point is about where are you? Now, you need to know where you are right now. The question I'm asking you is this: where are you? Where am I? Where am I? Then that is the first question we need to look at. In life, we need to know where we are currently. Because the best thing for us to do is where am I? Where are you? So if you don't know where you are currently, what is your state right now? Definitely, this is not a joke. It is very, very serious. It's very paramount for you to achieve anything in life, especially in this year, 2022, we are in. Where are you? Ask yourself, think about it, and just try a possible best to see what is this, where are you? What is it that you are holding on to now currently? Which state are you in? If you are down, definitely don't deny it. Acknowledge it that yes, you are down. Then from there, you'll be able to know, yes, you are down, fine. Don't deny it. If you are sick, you are sick. Yeah, don't deny it. But the idea is that don't stay there. When you know where you are and you believe that you're not there yet, all you have to do is to work on how can you lead this place you are in to a place where you are meant to be. Now, the next point is about where am I going? Where are you going? You also need to look at the where you are going. If you look at football, any player that wants to play with opponent always think about the goalpost. The essence of playing football on the pitch is for a team to score at the end on the net to hit the net of the opponent with ball when it is still very legit, meaning that there's no foul play, no attack, no handball, and so on, and no offside, and so there are some rules governing the football, as we know. But we're talking about your life right now. Where are you going? Where you are intended to be? Where you are supposed to be? Where are you going? If you are going to somewhere, you should know where you are going, so that when you get there, you will have kind of a peace of mind that fine, I'm there where I'm supposed to be. But in life, even when you get to your destination, you are likely to still have another destination to go, because it is not only one way, it's not only one time, it is about continuous journey in the life. We keep on moving. You get to your destination this year, for example, where you are going, you will still have another place to go by next year, as long as you're still alive, still breathing with your nose. Then the third point is that when you know where you're going, now the question is that how do you get there? Now, if you are traveling to Dubai or you're going to United Kingdom or US, United States of America, and you are in Nigeria or you are in Ghana, you will need to think about how do you get there? How can you get there? So now, if you don't have money to take a flight, to buy a ticket, to travel through the aeroplane, definitely you will think about perhaps going through seas. And you know what it means when you go pass through the mist. The money is maybe cheaper. You may not have to spend much money if you don't have money. You cannot afford the ticket for aeroplane ticket. You should be able to afford through the either boat or through canoe, but that will be risky, and no one is risk free. So, but nevertheless, you need to know how do you get there. You need to really sit down and count the cost of how do you get there. Which means, are you going to pass through? Have you met the criteria for you to board the plane and go there? Do you have the money? The money is enough or not? So you have to consider this. They are the top points about how to get there. How do you achieve your goal in 2022? Is for you to, first of all, know where you are right now. Secondly, for you to know where you are going, so that you don't enter one chance or you enter a bus that is going to somewhere else. Then number 3 is to consider how do you get there? How do you get there? How are you going to get there? So then the last point I want to share with you, this is very crucial point that you really need to work on to see how can you really work at it very well in terms of, after discovering, answering all these 3 questions and thinking about these 3 points now. The first point is about begin to take actions. Start taking actions. Don't just look at it. You already know where you are. You already know where you're going. You already know how you will get there. Then the first point is about take actions towards your goals, to where you are going. So all you have to do is that you need to go and go to immigration office to perhaps stamp some things, make sure your visa, everything you need to forward to be able to pass through the borders or through get there, so that they don't deport you immediately. Because when you don't meet up you don't have some criteria for you to be in another country, definitely they may deport you back. Perhaps they may see you as a threat that this is it's going to cause problems for our country. So they may deport you back. I'm using this as an example for you to think about other things, other aspects of your life. It's not only just about traveling. I'm talking about your goals. And I'm using this as analogy for you to see what can you do about it. It's about your education, it's about your finances, it's about your marriage, it's about your relationship with people. You really need to think about it. Your social life, how are you developing your social life? Are your social life is really in order? And where are you currently in your social life? Then you see how can you, where are you going towards? What are your achievements? What are you thinking about on how to get there? Then when you get there, then you'll be able to know that definitely I'm there. So what do you do about it? Then you keep on taking actions to keep the relationship better and be growing and growing. So now, those are the points I would like to share with you on how you can achieve your goals in year 2022. So if you have anything on your mind right now, you want to ask me on the comment below, you are free to ask me. You may ask me. And if you feel like I should talk about one topic or the other that you feel like, yes, you want to get my perspective and my inspiration concerning the point or the topic, definitely you are free to do so. These are the points. Don't forget, this year is the best year ever you can ever live, because you have the opportunity to be alive. Millions of people have died as a result of either sickness, illness, accident, whatever it is, they have gone. So this year you have right now, enjoy it. While enjoying it, don't make sure that you are moving towards the goals. Everyone has goals in life, but most of our goals are not achievable. Some of them are just wishful thinking. When you're talking about wishful thinking, you're talking about you just think about it with no any plan, no any effort to actualize or really making sure that it comes into fruition. meaning it comes into realization that yes, it comes into reality. That is what I'm talking about. So thanks so much for watching this video, and we see you some other time on another topic, interesting topic, to touch more parts of you that will ignite you to shine and to bloom and to explore the universe God has created for us, this earth we are in. So we have one life to live, and I want you to know that you can only enjoy it. Enjoy it and enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm talking about the poverty now. What do you think about poverty? A lot of people don't think much about poverty, but they live in poverty. Some people are living in rich and wealthy life. They are living conveniently, peaceful, and they are living so satisfactory that if you see them, you feel like, yes, you want to be like them. Sometimes they have a lot of challenges that you don't want to even think about. You don't want to pray for your enemies. You feel like having money means that you are rich. You may have the whole money in the whole world and you are still poor, because poverty is not about accumulation of money. It's about the value of yourself. How valuable are you to yourself, to the people around you? Are you having more impact to people? If you feel like money, everything's about money, we have the most corrupt politicians in the world in this country, and still they can't call themselves wealthy because they got their wealth through means of corruption, through means of fraudulence. And we are talking about riches from within. When you're talking about riches, can you be able to have more impact, touch lives, not how much you can have in a bank account? So when you are poor indeed. You are poor deeply. Poverty is of the mind. It's more of the mind than more of the body. And again, if you are thinking about poverty, the secret to poverty is to living life without purpose. In other words, if you are living life without having any purpose to achieve good things, and your purpose, you need to find your purpose. I need to find my purpose. If you find it, then this is sure that you are working towards fulfilling your purpose in life. It's not that easy, but don't think it's about money. Most of the time we just think about, being wealthy is about having money, stack money on the ground. We have politicians who actually are corrupt politicians because they're not politicians. They are corrupt politicians. If for them to be able to bury money in such a way, bury money on the ground, and for what? For what? Because the money came as a result of evil practices, corruptions. So let's look at it. What do you think about poverty? What do you think about poverty may shape your life? Does it help you to grow in terms of your mental capacity, in terms of your physical fitness, in terms of your spiritual growth? Do we have to think about poverty as only money? Why? Why are we like this nowadays? Because we are after money, and because the country is harder, the life is becoming so difficult. So for you to be able to do something, it's money. Money. For you to be able to eat food, good food, you need money. For you to be able to pay for your house rent, you need money. For you to be able to pay to buy a car, to service car, if you have car, to look for money to buy a car, is money. So almost everything is reflecting back to money. That's why we are so carried away with money that we don't value our lives anymore. Jim Rohn talks about in pursuit of wealth, don't lose who you are. In other words, don't lose who you are. If we focus more on what we want to get, then we lose who we are. So who are you? Who am I? Until you know who you are, and then you realize that you work on developing yourself. So the secret to poverty is found in the mind, and then you need to ensure you delete it, or you push it away, or you stop all those things that are actually keeping you poor. And when you're thinking about poor, don't always think about money. Money is good, but it's about money. Think about who are you becoming, and who used to be. Who are you becoming? Are you becoming a better person that are actually touching lives? Thanks so much for watching this video. See if you have any comments or you have anything to discuss with me on the chat. On this chat, just share with me and let me know. And again, remember, you may subscribe and share it with your friends too, so I may enjoy this. Also, these topics that I've been raising so far. How much do you trust your future? Do you know your future? Now, your future is not in your hand. You can own your future. You can think that you know all the future. You can think you lost something. You can think you have everything. You can think that you are secured. I've been trying to look at the things in this life, and then I noticed one thing about life. Life is not a better process. Neither is a ton of flesh. Now, it can, the weather is, life is more like weather. It is going to be rosy at times. It can be shining. It can be cloudy, and different kind of things that are happening. But the other thing is this: no matter how things get worse, as long as it's life for you, this life is going to end soon or later. In other words, the life is not going to be here. So when you have everything, ensure that you don't rest on it. When you have nothing, ensure you don't keep yourself down. Be looking up to better days. Now, I want to discuss this issue with you. There are some things that men have put their hope on. I've seen a situation by a man who is billionaire that owns almost how many estates, died in one of the buildings. It's occurred in the country called Nigeria, and that kind of situation, it is unimaginable. The man is secure with money, with his finances, but still, his life, the money could not secure his life when it was time for him to leave this earth. And it applies to other people, to everybody. Whatever it is that you think you have, or you don't have anything, don't depend so much on what you have or what you don't have. When this life, when you eat, the life is not about eating and drinking. And if it's all about the life, that means there's no point in also living a good life. It's exactly a life to please God. We have one thing or the other that we are aspiring to get. So sometimes that's what we are aspiring for, they don't worth it. The more we try to chase it, the more it returns away from us. And then I must tell you, we need to really relax and calm ourselves down. Now, that is what I want to discuss with you concerning this issue of what you really want in life. What do you want in life to achieve in life? You achieve a lot of things, you don't depend on them. You have education. A lot of people have encountered different kind of experiences. You see, this life is beautiful. It's not static. It's not static. And I know you understand that. And you want to enjoy yourself. I'll see you some other time. Hello, how there? Thanks so much for joining me today again. And this is a time around. I'm talking about Independence Day in Nigeria. Now we're looking at the celebrations going on that have happened recently. That means, we celebrated it in October 1st, and we got independence in 1960. And we know what is happening right now. We are now 61 years old. Imagine someone who was born on that day. How old is he now? He's 61 years old, close to 70 years. In other words, Nigeria is getting old. And what is happening in this country? We don't know what's happening in this country. We have a lot of things that God has blessed us with, but we don't celebrate. We don't have anything to celebrate. So what is the only one thing? I want to tell you only one thing Nigeria is celebrating right now. Because most Nigerians, 95% of Nigerians, they are celebrating only one thing. And I will tell you what I want you to understand about this. It is not just easy for someone to celebrate. In this life, we celebrate good things, maybe positive things that are actually growth. We're celebrating growth. We're supposed to be celebrating those things. But in Nigeria, I must tell you that if you go outside, do research, and find out about what people are going through right now, you will know that Nigerians don't have anything to celebrate except one thing. And this one thing is somehow, you will wonder why. Yes, it is opportunity. Yes, it is opportunity to have. And that one thing is this: life, for ability to breathe in. If not, there's nothing else to celebrate in this country. Nothing significant somebody can celebrate. Talking about the good roads, talking about our opportunity to have facilities for health facility, poor. And then it's unaffordable. Even though those ones that are available, you can see the reason why we have our leaders, our so-called political leaders, travel out of the country just to enjoy themselves, to have quality health services. And then poor masses like us, we are actually celebrating that we're alive. We are breathing. We can still see with our eyes. That's the only thing we are celebrating in this nation. I don't know about you, but I know that when people around you are not happy, there's no way you will be happy. In other words, your neighbor should be able to live conveniently, at least to some certain level or degree of relaxation and comfortability. But if we're talking about celebration, we're supposed to be celebrating that, yes, our roads are perfect. We have steady power supply. We have all these things. We're supposed to be celebrating those things. Like, yes, we have growing. Our economy, is so buoyant that our currency is strong. Now, dollar is going towards 1,000 naira. $1, 1,000 naira. Imagine. Before you know it, now we'll be carrying trailers up and down to buy bread. You're carrying trailers of money to buy bread, to buy just bread. Because when our currency, other things, what are we celebrating? We're already celebrating life. So if you have life, just celebrate that you have life. Because that's the only thing that most Nigerians are actually celebrating now. Because they're still alive. Talking about insecurity, but you know what? I don't want to bother about yourself. But once I want to encourage you, I want to really try to see how you see life in a positive ways. Nigerians, especially the Nigerian government, don't want to give you positive image at all to live. But you have to look for it, find positive things to see in this country. The more you try to see positive things, the harder it becomes for you to see them, because you see more of negatives. News, listen to news, read newspapers. You see everyday atrocities up and down, everywhere, in the north, in the south. And then what we're celebrating is the first independence. Actually, Nigerians, it seems to be worse when we're in the other colonization. But now we are afraid, but still we are in bondage. So celebrate your life. One thing you have, that one thing is you have life. You have life. Be happy. Although you may have a lot of needs, but still just have to celebrate the life you have. Thanks for watching this video. Some other time I will discuss about another topic, but celebrate what you have right now, and you have life. Of course, you are still watching this video. That means you still have life. Celebrate it. We hope one day Nigeria will get better, and then we will all enjoy our lives. The cost of commodities in the market now is rising in Nigeria. What is going on with this issue? How do you want the country to move forward, especially when there is high cost of living? The commodities of the market, to buy food now, you have to think twice. You have to at times think thrice about buying it. Now, how much are you earning? The income is not increasing. Why expenses keep increasing, double at times and also triple at times? There's some commodities that are now more than they should be. Now, cost of survival is higher than the than anything else now. To buy and to purchase is very, very, very weak now. Purchasing power is very weak. Now look at the bread now. Bread is expensive. Look at the pig milk or any milk at all in the market. You look at them, you see the price, you see the tag price, you see that they are increasing. The baby foods too, they are also increasing. If you want to buy clothes now, most of the time, high quality clothes, they are increasing. Even the inferior one or normal clothes that are not really high quality, in terms of medium quality, they are also increasing. And now we are talking about the growth of the economy. How will there be growth when all these things are not really looked into? Now the nation is preparing for next year election, not preparing for today. There's no preparation signs that Nigeria is going to make sure that the things that in the market are not too expensive for the common man. Now, how will you stop robbery? How will you stop kidnapping? How will you stop all these things if Nigeria is going through hardship? Although we are not encouraging anybody to engage in evil practices, especially in this nation, we want the country to move forward in terms of the growth, in terms of commodity buying, purchasing power, in services, quality services, and so on. Now, people are trying so hard to work on quality service, but the cost to maintain the quality service is very high. It's very high. Now, if you own a radio station now, you're running on diesel, you know how much you'll be spending now. And now the complaint is rising in the media, in those mainstream media, concerning the cost of the running generator. Now we're talking about growth. See, the cost of living is very, very crucial now. Government should look into this in time, and they should stop playing with people's lives. Thanks so much for watching this video, as we are talking about other things in my next video. Ladies and gentlemen, this time around I want to discuss something so interesting about the contentment. Why contentment is cheaper, you know that when you talk about resources, we're talking about what you have at hand. Now, the available resources you have actually depends on how you manage it. That is number one point. Why is it cheaper? You learn a lot about management. The skills required for you to manage little resources is very, very crucial, and that is why contentment is very, very, very important for you to actually focus on. You don't have much. We are moving towards the end of the year. A lot of expenses will rise. Definitely, you will desire to have new stuff, new year. We're moving close to new year, so definitely you need to learn how to manage what you have. So in the process, you need to learn deeply. How could you maybe add some things and cut some things, and then know how you manage your resources. If you don't have much, fine, work on that budget and see how you can manage it. You learn a lot about management. That is why contentment is cheaper. Then number two is about patience. You need to be patient. Contentment will teach you more about patience because it's cheaper, and you will learn how to relax more, and then enjoy the little you have, and then utilize or multiply little you have. And in the process, you will actually gain more. It may not be instantly, it may take a while, but it is going to worth it. It's going to take it's a gradual process, and at times it can be fortunate. You can be fortunate to get it quickly, but in the process, you don't have to kill yourself to get it quickly. You can just wait for it to grow bit by bit and see how it moves on. Okay, then the third point that I want to talk about is about appreciation. Why contentment is cheaper is because you will learn how to appreciate the little you have. Now, some people get more, but the basket they are putting it is leaking, and in the process, it seems as if they are working so hard and too much of activity, yes, working so hard, and still the little they have, or the much they have, is getting wasted because they are getting wealth, but they are spending on health, and that is another thing that you need to consider about contentment. So if you have little, then manage the little, and see how you can appreciate God for that little you have, the available resources you have, and then one day it will keep on growing and growing and growing. A lot of things are happening. When you have life, definitely there's still hope for you. It's only the living that can say that I have little. The dead cannot even say they have little or plenty because they have gone. But still, when you have alive, you have the opportunity to move from where you are to where God wants you to be, well, with that place to be, whereby you will feel like it is going to be the same thing if you get to give the opportunity where God uplifted you to a higher level, and then you have enough money, enough resources, a lot of things, you have properties, more and more. You will not even be appreciative still if you cannot appreciate little things you have right now. So the contentment we're talking about is going to help you, and then it's going to make you look life in a different view without you losing your sanity. Because we have a lot of people who have lost their sanity, they have lost their hope on earth because of the little resources they have, and then they are not appreciative. They don't thank God. They don't appreciate God for the life they still have, even though they have not achieved all the money, billions of naira. They have not made billions of naira. They have not built house. They don't know house to their name yet, and still they feel like they can't appreciate God. God must do this and this, and that is sound that definitely there's always time for everything. So let's now make it clear to us. We have a lot of things to do. Be content with what you have, and it is cheaper for you. Thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you some other time. My name is John Salami. Okay, this time around, today is another beautiful day. I want you to understand this. Today I'm talking about choose your exercises, right? Exercises is part of life. If you want your lifestyle to improve, definitely you don't want to avoid exercises. Now, before you go ahead, I want you to think about, what do you think about exercises? Do you feel exercises is like punishment or not? In those days, exercises that we are doing right now used to be punishment. When I was little, I tend to be given some kind of type or posture to stay for a long time, and then I'll be crying after 5 minutes, 10 minutes because of I did something wrong. But I'm talking about punishment. That is punishment. Then, to me now, if I do that thing right now, I will feel good. Although I may feel pain, but because of maturity, I might not be crying like baby. So now, I want you to think about that. When you're choosing exercises, you have to think about a lot of things. There are 4 points you need to consider when you want to do exercise or engage in exercises. What are your objectives? Now, we have people who are looking for strength. That's not point 1. Now, strength. Why? They want to have that strength to be able to do things. They need that strength. So, the exercises that someone who needs the strength, maybe it will be different from yours. If yours is not, you're not looking for strength. So, don't have business with the issue of burdening yourself in terms of what other people are they're engaging in. Don't copy exercises anyhow. You need to know what you are aiming. So if what you are aiming is for you to gain strength, then look for exercises that will meet that need. So don't just engage in exercise. So you need to choose your exercise right. That's point 1. So what I'm looking for, is this strength you're looking for? Then engage in strength, because that strength will be what you need to get. The second point is about flexibility. We have gymnasts, those who are into jumping, backflip, just jump up and down, like different kind of maybe stretching, trying to make their body, their ribs, their height, there are different kind of postures to be able to move easily without any pain. So those people, they engage much in flexibility exercises. So if you're looking for flexibility, if your body is rigid, you find it difficult to kind of adjust your body to move without having any pain, definitely you need to work on your flexibility. And flexibility helps in your blood circulation. in meaning that if you have more flexibility, you have the kind of mindness of calmness, meaning that you will feel more calm when you don't bother yourself, when you just have that kind of mind. Your mind is calm, so definitely the flexibility will help you. If you're looking for that calmness, you're looking for the ability to change, to move your body as you would like, definitely you will need that. So now, the third point is about speed. If you are looking for speed, definitely there's some exercises you need to engage in, and then you don't need to bother yourself about maybe strength. But if you are engaging in strength, it may be just a few times or a few minutes, but your more attention, what you're majoring in that kind of need is about speed. Anything that will make you to run faster, you need that one more than someone who is looking for strength. So you don't need strength so that you may not be able to move your body. But if you're looking for speed, definitely you may need to think about exercises that will make you run faster. So speed is another point, another reason why you must choose your exercise right. Then number 4, that's the last point I want to share with you, that about why you should choose your exercises right. Because if you want to choose exercises, you must think about what you are looking for. It's because it's like you're going to market, and then you must know what you want to buy in the market. You don't buy anything that you see on the shelves or on any table in the market and they are selling. No, you must know which one to choose. So I want you to think about this 4th point now. This 4th point is about endurance. Now, if you are into marathon, then definitely you may need to look for endurance. Speed may not help you at all if you're into a marathon. I've not seen Usain Bolt win marathon competition. It would not be able to cope at all. We have seen Ethiopian and also Kenya guys and also ladies who are into a marathon race. They tend to win because that's what they have been training for. That's what they have been engaging in more. They don't care about weight. They don't care about having that strength, like those who are into looking for strength. So what they're looking for the ability to endure the time. They can spend hours running without getting tired. And even though they're getting tired, it won't be like that. So thanks so much for watching this video. Will be the summary. So at the end of the day, I want to find out what your body needs and feed your body with the right thing it needs. Your body requires. So if it is flexibility you're looking for, engage in flexibility exercises. You can combine other parts too, but it's not be kind of the major thing. So you will do more if you study in university, for example. You will need to have major courses and also minor courses. So if your major courses should be more that's your major. So that's what I want you to understand about this 4 points, why you must actually engage in exercises, and then choosing your exercises right is also crucial. That is very, very crucial. Thanks so much for watching this video. My name is Johnson Salami, aka Valentine, aka JV, and I know that you enjoy. If you like this video, you may subscribe and also just enable the notification too, and then I'll see you some other time. Wow, it's been quite a long time, short time. I would not call it a long time because I have not been on the platform to share my views about life, about a lot of things, about business, about other things. Now I'm going to talk about the war. Bar the war. Now, the first thing you need to understand about war is that it does destroys. It creates destruction of lives, properties first, and there's no one that would like to see his properties get destroyed by another country, another state, or about another ethnicity, or about another ethnic group or tribe. We are talking about war. War is not the best way to resolve issue at all. In communication, you don't kill another person to win arguments. That is murder. That is called murder. You don't fight with guns and kill another person because the person stepped on your toes. Yes, if somebody stepped on your toes, you kind of relate with the person and say, oh, come on, you step on my toe. And not that you carry your gun and shoot the person. But fortunately, we are in the world where lives and properties don't matter again to some people, to some bad people. When I talk about bad people, people that don't care about other people, because they are ready to kill for money, they are ready to kill for anything, for position, for power. And it is what we are talking about here, right here. It could be between a country to another country, or a political party to another political party. It could be any other, even brothers and sisters. It could be from relatives. It can be so on. But today we are in the era where we are seeing people are being bombed because of a country is fighting another country. That means a kind of war between one country or the other. Now, one example we can see currently is an issue of Ukraine and also Russia, of where there is a lot of tension and pandemonium and worries and fears. We are seeing people are getting worried about even what will happen and about their lives. They don't really have the mind to stay where they have bought as their properties, their lands, but they can't take it, but they won't prefer to leave them because of fear, and also because of few kind of testing of attacks from the opposition country. Now, we're talking about war, I remember, destroys. It does not create anything good at all. And now the second one is about creating losing, meaning that a country will lose, the other person will lose too. But in other words, if you want to look at the win-win, you need to think about diplomacy, ability to really come together and from different countries and the two countries that are involved to be able to resolve issues before it gets out of hands. And anything happens between these two countries, one way or the other countries will be affected one way or the other. The reason why is that we have people who are living in Ukraine that are not Ukrainian, they are from another countries like America, talking about Nigeria, Ghana, other countries that they dwell in Ukraine, or they are there for studies or for business or any other thing. The same thing applies to Russia too. But we are talking about Russia. Russia has kind of power or more advantage in terms of the mercenary, in terms of having weapons and so on, to be able to attack the opponent or the counterpart to defeat them. But if you are talking about that part of weapon, the other advantage is not to use that to destroy the other country and use the ego, but because this is going to become more of like history, those kind of horrific and terrific history about how one person will kill thousands of people, and that may be the case when we see this in the future. That's what we're talking about now. War creates bad future memory. Meaning that, in other words, what war does is that it creates bad future memory. In other words, in next few years, there will be a lot of bad memories. But before you know it, you will see somebody or some people, group of people who have lost their loved ones during the war, and also they start creating another kind of association, or more like cultism or anything, and then they'll start creating another problem, in another country, killing some people, secretly without being, without them being exposed. So in other words, there will be creating more problems. There will be bad memories that will linger for a longer time, and it should not be that kind of experience we are having this 21st century. We're talking about 21st century, not 18th centuries, not in the terms of all these. We're talking about those who are used to go to war and kill and destroy with using horses to fight with sword and so on. But this time around, we are talking about new civilization. We're in the era of civilization, and if I talk about civilization, it is about ability to be able to be civil with other person, ability to condone and also tolerate and try to see how it can resolve issues before it gets out of hands. And that's what we are talking about. We don't want war. We don't want any war in the world anymore. If you're talking about kind of solving issues, try to compromise. Yes, there's room for compromise, but this is what we're talking about. We want peace to reign in the world, and whatever people or whoever group or kind of people or the nation that want to be destroy other people, they are likely to suffer it in the long time. Even though they may win the battle, the war, but there will be another war may come up. But this war may not be ordinary war. It can be natural disaster that they may not even anticipate at all. We have seen kind of earthquake that could occur. That means God could cause a lot of things that could happen, and then we wonder what's happening, and it could be because of shedding of blood, innocent blood that shouldn't be shed at all in the first place, due to egoistic or eccentric or any kind of form of pride on that will not help, and that cannot help but destroy self and also destroy other people. So now, this is what I have to discuss with you this time around. This time I have with you, I don't have much time again because I really want to go and do engage in other things. Now, the point is our main here now is about bar the war. Stop the war. That's what it means. Terminate the war. Don't continue the war. If you have introduced the war, meaning that you have not started, but you have introduced it by trying to make some kind of move. In those days, when you want to fight someone, your friend or in your class, maybe you have classmate. In those days, I'm talking about in a tender age. Then you will first of all try to slap the better person to create fear in the other person, and the person will feel like, oh, come on, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. The other person will also want to attempt before you know it. Even though you know that you may not be able to win, but because your first slap may mean that you have more power, you can show yourself more powerful than the other person. Whereas in the real life, in the real sense, you may not be the powerful, and you may even get defeated. And that's what used to happen at times when you feel like you have the power, and then you can use it at anyhow you feel like using it. But it's not the best thing for you. Just is not the best. Stop the war and enjoy your life. You don't have forever to live on earth. Just enjoy the life. You have little time you have on earth. Either you have 10 years, 2 years, 50 years to live on earth, but how long it is remaining for your life, enjoy it. And don't let war create kind of bad memories for your upcoming generation, your future offsprings, to remember you for evil. Thanks so much for watching this video, and see you some other time. You are welcome to my YouTube page. In the world of variety, we may feel that each step we take cannot be the same. One is longer than the next, or shorter than the next. What we thought is the best could be the worst, and what we thought is the worst could be the best. Gold in the furnace of fire gets refined, and not in chilling cold of water. That shows that our mind is like gold that needs inspiration. That shows that our mind is like really gold that needs motivation to soar higher from where we are. Please join me as I will be sharing inspirational videos filled with insight, knowledge, entertainment, and so many inspirational qualities and then things you need. We have to ensure we move on to the next stage in life. Definitely, everybody has something to offer in life. As long as you're a human being, you need someone and somebody around you, or something to push you ahead of time, to do things better. So as you join me, I believe that you will enjoy more videos that I will be sharing with you. Likely it will be from other people, inspirational people who have impacted into many people's lives. I'm Johnson Salami, and then I've been trying my possible best to ensure that I open this channel since that is why. But because of my busy schedule, I've found time to create a page, this channel, for you to at least have some things, some little things that will contribute to your life. and as well as your comments. As you comment, as you also share your views about all the videos, I will also be getting from you. So it's going to be more of like interaction between you and I. And by time goes on, I believe that one way or the other, your life will continue to improve and get better, and then you will make things better for yourself and for your family and the society and for the world, because the world needs you. I also need you, because we need one another in life, and that is one of the things that we hold on to. You know what? Let me just let this video to end with this quote. What you don't use, you lose. In other words, if you don't use certain things you have, you may lose them. Now, it may look so simple, but that's the reality of life. The reality of life shows that when whatever you have, you ensure you use them. So if you have your phone with you, you use your phone. If you have a pen, you use it to write. If you have a knife, you use it to cut food or to cut yam, to cut anything that you want to cut, so that you can utilize whatever you have. So in life, whatever you don't use, you lose. Remember that we ought to always utilize whatever we have at hand, and never worry about, never get bothered about what we don't have yet. An English saying says that a bird in hand is better than 1,000 birds in the bush. Thanks so much for watching this video. You may share my link to your friends. Thanks so much, and I believe that we will continue to have interaction on this YouTube page. Thanks so much for watching. I remain Johnson Salami. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Johnson Salami. I'm talking a bit about Forex this time around. What is Forex? Forex is buying and selling of currency. In other words, you need to buy currency and sell currency. So in other words, whatever you have and you want to trade, you must know when to trade and how to trade and where to trade. Now, we have various kind of pairs in currency, and then you need information. Now, the idea is not about just buying and selling alone. There are more things about Forex that people don't know. They know, but they don't know what to do about them. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth about Forex. Forex is volatile. In other words, you need to know a lot of things than just to press button of buy and sell. Now, I want you to understand this. From my experience in Forex, you may be good, perfect in TA, what is called technical analysis. But if your psychology in the market, or market psychology according to professionals, they use the word market psychology. If you don't have this psychology, you will always lose your money, your investment. Now, trading and investment, they are not the same. They may look the same, but they're not the same. It's the best thing is for you to invest your money. Now, if you don't have much money, that may be the challenge about Forex. Big money requires you to wait and wait and wait. You may wait for 2 days, 3 days before you buy at lower rate. We're going to talk about then when you need to know at this point in time, is it really low or is it going to go lower? Now, we have a lot of things we use in Forex, and what we can use them. We call it equal low, higher low. Talk about market structure in case you don't know about market structure. Market structure has different kind of things, different kind of time frame. So if you don't know certain things, you may know them, but if you don't know how to apply them, it's more of like you have information or you have data, but you don't have information. And if you have information, you don't have knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you don't have the understanding. And if you have the understanding, you may not have the wisdom. Do you know what it means now? It's more of like education. You need to have gather some data, and data you get some information. you make it to become information, then you have knowledge. You move to the stage of knowledge, and after knowledge you move into another stage called understanding the knowledge what you have. Then when you have the understanding, you move to the stage of wisdom, the ability to apply the understanding and the knowledge you have. Now, these are the steps. Then before you know it, at the end of the month or at the end of the 2 months, bi-monthly, you can check your evaluation. Look at what have you achieved from this investment. Now, this is what I want to tell you something about Forex. Make sure you know who you are. Are you a patient person or you're not a patient person? If you're not patient, then don't make sure that you are only trading for a few minutes and get out of the market. Don't trade and want to wait like those who are swinging or day trading. Those who are day trading, meaning that they go to trade in the morning and take profit in the afternoon or take profit in the evening. Or some people who are actually, some traders who are actually the swing traders, meaning that they trade and leave it for like a week, 2 weeks, and before they see profit, before they take that profit. And then banks are those who are in control of swinging or position traders. They can trade just once, they will leave it for months. They're called position traders because of they just trade and they forget about it. They can leave it for months. Whereas so you are battling every day, you may still not achieve your goal. You may not still make profit because the way market is going up and down is going to be clearing your stop losses if you are using, and it can blow your account easily. My account have been blown several times, and I've learned more lessons, and I've made more money. I've doubled my account within a week, and I've blown my accounts, within a week. Not because of I don't know much about it. It's because of small capital and trying to risk, because I'm trying to build up my market psychology. But building up market psychology requires you to have patience. Because when you talk about psychology, you don't just talk about psychology just for studies, but you have to consider what are these things, what comprise psychology. How long can you wait? Can you wait for it, without trading for 2 days, a day? We have, beginners who want to trade almost every minute. They want to trade, they want to enter market, they want to just buy and sell, but without confirmation. And again, if you want to trade, make sure you look at the time frame you are trading. Some time frames actually, they are called noises. They are not actually trading. They are not actually there. You can make money from it, but you're going to whipsaw. Whipsaw meaning that you're going to be deceived easily to buy. It's time to buy, but it's going to be buy for some 30 minutes or 1 hour and then start selling. You're going to be selling for like 1 hour and start buying for the whole day. In other words, you need to be careful about it. So when you want to ready to invest in Forex, I would suggest that you maybe don't spend more time at all on demo. Don't spend more time on demo because you will not learn market psychology with demo. Make sure that you don't have money that you are not ready to lose. So ensure you have some money for your daily activities to spend for daily upkeeps, okay? And then invest your savings, little you have, or invest out of your savings. That's the advice, because your emotions will creep in when you invest all your money, your assets. What's all you have? You don't do that. It's not advisable. Don't wait till when you have more money. Save up more money, then invest more money. Then ensure you know about risk management, money management, and then you know about timing. Because when you talk about price, you must consider timing. Know the time, know your time. If you don't know your time, forget about it. You may know your price, but you don't even know your time to enter the market. Although market is going up, but it can still go down a bit before it goes up. So it can still go down a bit before it goes up. Or it goes up a bit and goes down for the rest of the day. In other words, you need to know your timing, and that's where most people are calling it stop hunting. They call it kind of manipulation, and then they're kind of way. So market can be pushed, and those are the people who are in charge, are the banks. Those who they have big money, they can decide which direction to go, and they can clear people, and so that they can sell. So in other words, you need to be so smart and then just get that knowledge. I'll be sharing some tips about all these things on this channel too, in the case of those who have interest in business, trying to invest in Forex. And about cryptocurrency is also applies to it. There is always certain things that you can look at. If you have knowledge of forex, you can still apply it in cryptocurrency too. But I don't really want to go into cryptocurrency because of the manipulation, the spread that brokers usually use. The brokers, the wide spread, and that kind of widening of spread. I know even during the day, when there's still activity, much activities, or there's much activities in the market, they tend to widen the spread, which I don't really like at all, because it makes you to think that market is going up, and whereas it's not going up, because you're actually trading spread, meaning that will deceive you that market is going up, whereas market is still at the spot, but the spread is moving, but the real price is still there, meaning that you are being deceived. And you must, what I want to advise you now, if you are actually into trading, make sure you on your ask line, so that when you're using your MT4, especially MT4, and if you're using TradingView, you just need to be careful. You're surprised that in one broker with time, price will not be the same with the other person, but very close to maybe 5, 3, 2 pips, depending on the spread. So it depends on the account type you are using. If you are talking about ECN, there's classic, there's what they call normal accounts, different kind of accounts actually. But ensure that you are into you are using ECN. The other one carries commission that will be charged anytime any trade you take, or the other you take, you pick up, maybe you take one order, you click on the buy now with one lot, you can charge commission. Apart from the commission, there's a little small spread that comes with it. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, wherever you're watching me, either you're in the evening or in the morning, this time I'm talking about why Nigeria is poor. We want this nation to be full of riches, expansions, development, and so on. So in other words, if you see this nation, this country, as the poorest nation in the world, definitely you are not wrong, because that what you are saying, you may be right towards that, because that's what you see. And while some people are saying this nation as the richest nation in the world, and I'm telling you this so that you can understand the reason that Nigeria is poor. Number one, we have bad leaders. The leaders we have in this nation, they are not producing anything, meaning that they are just there. They are not delivering anything at all. They say this, they will do that. They will tell you that Nigeria is owing, whereas they are spending money that they are more than the money that we owe on themselves, and in terms of squandering money. Now, squandering money is not the painful part. The painful part is that it's borrowing money to squander. That is just what we see in this nation. We don't see anything tangible. When a president is talking about loans, seeking for loans up and down, we don't see the result, because things are still expensive, no development. How will you be borrowing money and then nations is becoming poorer, and you are increasing the debt, national debt, and no intention, no plan, no things to show that this nation will not be in debt after the tenure of this current president or the current presidency, because that's what they call presidency. We don't even have no president anymore, because president does not talk to people. So we have a president who does not relate to people with the masses at all. They tend to only care about, what we see more is about pictures of the president going to be seeking for loan, begging for people, begging other countries for loans, China. And I heard a little about China's loans now likely to come and colonize us, because if we don't pay the loans, definitely they will colonize us. We took over some kind of our asset, national asset. Unfortunately, they have almost sold all the national asset, the nation's asset. They have sold it to themselves, because we don't really know those who are in charge. These are the issues we're having. The electricity, everything goes up. So leaders in this country, actually, they are poor, not in terms of cash, because they don't know what they are doing there. That's what I'm saying. If there are things that are doing, definitely we should be able to see them doing it. Then secondly, it's about laziness in part of some youths and also adults. We have adults who are in power, who are in civil service, those who are even in terms of private business. They tend to not really care about their business. They spend less time at home, less time at work, trying to do work for 2 to 3 hours and then leave. And some, they don't even go to, when they go to work, they just mark attendance and then expect salary. And I'm hearing some complaint up and down about people's loyalty, to their business. If you are a business owner and you're trying to employ workers to do the work, they tend to not be faithful. They tend to even take over your business or try to ruin your business because they don't put much effort in helping you to grow your business. And that is about point 2 there. Laziness in part of the people, some people. And then number 3 is about production. And that's happened because of the first point. Bad leaders actually do not promote production in this condition. By any time of production, the country, the people we have in power, the presidents, the House of Representatives, the people who are in power, those who are in charge of money or in charge of reputation of stuff, tend to shut things down. That is that if there is if there is ban importation of generator, for example, there will be signs of progress in electricity. Because some people are still in charge of importation of generators, that is why we still have light. Then because some people are in charge of subsidy, in terms of paying subsidy, supporting the money, embezzling the money for the nation's growth, they will be using to pay subsidy, imagination subsidy or imaginary subsidy, even when there is no need for us to be importing for us. Instead of us to make sure that our refineries are working, we are talking about importation all the time. And then how can a nation be constructing railway to another country when within the country there are some parts of the nation that needs railway? So all this kind of thing, no production at all, no productivity. The nation is suffering, and the same thing will happen to even each individual who does not have this kind of leadership in their faculty. In other words, in their head, in their brain. If you as a person, you don't have this kind of points to look at and try to work on them, definitely you may suffer the same thing Nigeria is suffering. Although you are a Nigerian, but that should not give you the avenue to continue to live like Nigeria, like the Nigerian mentalities, because you're supposed to think about what can you produce, what can you do to produce something better in terms of using your time, utilizing your time well. And then you try to not be lazy. You try to read when you're supposed to read. You try to write when you're supposed to write. You try to do exercise, engage in exercises when you're supposed to do that. In the process, you will actually see progress in your life, and not to follow bad leaders who have no clue about how to lead the nation. There are rulers actually with clueless rulers with no idea about where they are going. All they know is about themselves, and it should not be. So why Nigeria is poor? Bad leaders, laziness in part of some Nigerians, and also lack of productions. We don't produce anything because our raw materials are not produced in the country. They are being exported out, and then we're not imported the finished goods, which actually, as economists, we say that it is failure. It is not sign of growth, no development. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Johnson Salami. See you some other time. Hello, how are you doing? My name is Johnson Salami, and today's broadcast is going to be on your phone and yourself. How do you protect yourself from your phone? Almost everyone, if it's not everyone, has phone, and then there's no way that phone will not be useful. At times you may not know how to use it, but you know what? We still have some knowledge about how to use it. But I'm going to discuss more about how to protect yourself, because you may have the phone and don't know that the phone is harming you. I'm going to be showing you the importance of taking care of your phone. I mean, you need to ensure that you protect yourself from the phone you are using, because if you don't utilize it, you'll be missing a lot of stuff there. Now, let me go now for this point now. The topic is how to protect yourself from your phone you're using. Then I'm going to show you this now, how to protect yourself. Now, if you look at it, the importance of protecting yourself from your phone is that your health is the most important thing now. Your phone doesn't really matter, although your phone can be asset and can also be liability. Now, you have to use airplane mode. Make sure you are using that part of the phone, the settings that shows use airplane mode. You have to use it, utilize it, and another phone you can see flight mode. It may not be on the flight, or maybe traveling out of the country, maybe in an airplane, jet, helicopter, but that is the flight mode. Use it at the right time, meaning that in case you are far away from where you don't need to receive calls, put it in the flight mode. You use it very well. It's not the time you're supposed to be online or receive a call. There should be at least private time for you, or solitary time where you sit alone without any distraction. And that shows that there will be zero signal reception. You won't be receiving any signal from anybody, meaning that anybody that's communicating with you cannot get to you at that point in time. It could be short period of time, but that is very, very important. And again, simply mode, I put simply mode there because when you want to sleep, you should be able to sleep well. And having relation be close to you and close to your body at times can cause long-term hazard health challenges. You may not experience it now, but in the long term, you may experience it. So it's advisable to put it, far away from your body, far away, because it's very, very essential. It's very essential for your health, so that if you want to feel better. Then number 2 is about adjusting the brightness of your phone. If you put your phone, if you're in the indoor, ensure you reduce the brightness, because you don't want the ray coming from the phone to really affect your eyes. Because if it's affecting your eyes, it's becoming liability to you. It's not really asset. Then if you're outside, instead of to be moving the phone towards you, you can increase the brightness to adjust to the weather condition in terms of the lighting outside. So you can increase the brightness outside and also reduce it when you are indoor, meaning you are inside maybe shadow or under shadow, maybe there is not really much light. So it's have to increase too much. You can just reduce it a bit so that it can your eyes. And again, number 3 is I want to discuss about how to protect yourself from your phone. Is about increasing your phone size. In case if you're having issue with your eyes, or perhaps, and you're not seeing clearly, instead of to move your phone towards your eyes, you may just increase the font of your phone. Then you can also adjust display resolutions of your phone. In other words, if it's like 9020 by 1080, you can maybe perhaps increase it, or reduce it to something like 720. So in other words, it will be bigger. So while the phone is still in your hand, you can just extend and stretch your hand away from your eyes. And because all this is part of it, because what the essence of having phone is for you to be able to communicate, and then eyes is one of the means of communication. You use your eyes to see, and to see whether message or someone who is calling. In case you could not see the person in the moment dialing, that means your phone may be having issue. But if you can see, you have the eye is still intact, is functioning well, you don't need to stretch move your hand closer to your eyes, or move your head towards your phone. So that is it. You can see the guy there, the man there is just trying to move it closer to his eyes. So you don't have to do that. So make sure you distance your away. Make sure that your eyes are distant away from your your phone. Then the number 4, use high quality headset. And we have a lot of people who spend more time really spending time on phones. So if you are spending more time on your phone trying to communicate with people, we have people who are online marketing, making cold calls, trying to sell their product and so on, that it's be very uncomfortable for them to be holding their phones in your ears all the time, calling. Or if you are using tab, you hold your phone like this and they keep on calling for about 1 hour. Imagine calling for 1 hour, your arms will be aching you at the end of the day, and there's no need for you to do that. You have to use headphone for your own health, so that at least while your phone is a bit far away, if it's wired one, there's wireless headset, so the distance will still be there from you and your phone, so there's not really much radiation. There will be at least less radiation if you are far away and you are using this headset. And again, I'll talk about wired one. In case you don't have the wireless one, you can utilize a wired one. That wired one is just connected to you, and you keep on enjoying your communication on maybe calls, and perhaps you are listening to music. But at times you can be listening to or watching. Listen to podcasts or watching videos online. So anyway, but there's always radiation all around us, but we can minimize the exposure to all these kind of hazard online something. So that is the use of high quality headset. Then finally, I must tell you this now. Your phone is your asset and liability, and if you don't know about it, that is I brought up this topic to discuss with you, for you to know about the importance of your phone, how to protect yourself from this radiation that is common nowadays because of the advancement of technology. We have 5G, different from 4G to 5G and so on, and the higher they go, the stronger they become, how they could really affect our health. And I don't want you to fall sick, I want to get stronger. There are other ways to protect yourself, but these few ones are these just basic major ones that once you at least really utilize these points, definitely you will be able to feel better and get better. And at times, you feel like you're okay, you're not having a headache, you're not tired, everything is fine, and it's fine, it's good at that. But most of the time, some illness doesn't come in a day. It doesn't come just yesterday, or it started yesterday or 2 weeks ago. It could be a year. It could be like 180 days, 6 months. You may not know, but you just need to ensure you start something by making sure you watch yourself from the way you use your phone. So if you are using your phones anyhow, it's going to become liability. If you are using it very well, but not exposing yourself, and that is to talk about your body contact at the distance from you and your phone. So in the process, you'll be able to enjoy your phone, and it turns to asset because you're able to communicate and we use to make money and online, and also do research. If you're a student, you want to carry out research, you'll be able to search and then find out some more things about the subject or the course you are into. And if you do that, definitely you will enjoy more. But it may become liability by the time that you are using it to do something else, and then before you know it now, you still have it to be attending lectures about maybe online, or you're using it to communicate on social media when it's not yet time for you to do that. But I don't have much time now, and I want you to enjoy more things on this channel, JV Inspirational channel, and I'm trying to see how I can educate and also inspire and make sure that we all get better and better. This life is so simple, and until then, when we know that this time we have is limited, then definitely we take our health so seriously. Because health and technology now are becoming like antagonistic, or they are fighting each other. Because the more we want to advance in technology, you realize that there are certain things that certain hazardous or some things very dangerous related to health will come up. And that's why some people are having issues discussing about COVID-19 because it's a result of the technology and so on. But your phone, make sure that you utilize it and you don't waste it anyhow. Thanks so much for watching this video, and you may like some of this video as well as share the link to your friends, and also you may subscribe And if you have subscribed, I appreciate your support, and I believe that I will continue to share more videos as soon as possible, because I really want you to enjoy and also have more impact. Because after all this while that I've been away from really online interaction, because I use a lot, I used to be busy, but I will find time to ensure I release more content for you to enjoy and also learn, and also really get one or two things, and to share your views even in the comment below. So thanks so much, and I appreciate your time. Okay, this time I'm talking about no pain, no growth. Now, whatever you think right now, if you want to have a growth in anything you're doing, you must ensure or reserve the place of pain. And this pain does not have to be somebody flogging you, or maybe somebody is hitting your head with the knuckle. No, I'm not talking about that kind of pain. I'm talking about that if you want growth, definitely you need to ensure to prepare for pain. Now, if a child wants to grow teeth, the child may feel pain, and at times may even feel some feverish or feeling some symptoms as if something is going wrong with the child. That is to talk about growth for you. So, and again, if you are trying to really build muscle, you want to look better, you want to have a stronger body, you may have to go hit the gym and then maybe lift some weight, dumbbells, or you want to make a deadlift or any kind of weight. But after you are done with them, especially if you actually exceed or added extra weight in order to increase your growth or to see progress in time, you will feel pain in all your joints. There's a time I've not been playing football for a long time, and when I started playing football, the day I played football, I felt as if all my joints were aching me. I felt somehow I had muscle pull because my legs were so heavy. I was sweating so furiously, like see if I've been playing from morning to night, but I'll just play for just less than an hour, and then I was feeling tired. My heart was really pumping too much because I was gasping for air. I was like struggling to breathe because it's been long. I've played football in the kind of settings where there is a bit bigger field for people to run, and I play football competition more of like changing this next set people to come in. But I felt pain, and I felt good too at the end of the day because I felt relaxed, and at the end of the day, my sleep was so sweet or sweeter than I used to feel. But after this point of this series of playing football, feeling the pain, my knees and my thighs, I felt pain for about 3 to 4 days before I could recover from that kind of pain. The same thing applies to business, it applies to marriages, it applies to family, it applies to any other things. If there is no pain, definitely there will be no growth. Now, talking about pain, there's a pain of discipline and there's a pain of regret. Now, if you don't feel the pain of discipline, you're going to feel the pain of regret. Regret in the sense that you should have done this. I should have done this. I should have done that. That's what you might be thinking about. You might be feeling like, what is happening? Why did I do it? Why did I take that step? Or why did I do this thing? So in other words, no pain, no growth. Other people call it no pain, no growth, but this one I'm talking about growth now. Because if you want to grow in this nation now, there's no growth at all because everybody does not want to sacrifice, feel the pain. So the pain needed for this nation to grow, we have to remove bad leaders. Any leader that does not deliver, we should remove them. Anybody that is not doing well, we should not vote them. According to the electoral practices that we are practicing, what we are conducting in this country, this Nigeria, we are in, we need to ensure that we move on. And anywhere you are in part of the world, either your leader does not do well, it is very paramount to vote them out and vote in the competent leaders who is ready to feel the pain and sacrifice a lot of things. We have so many leaders who promise that when they get into power, they're going to stop certain kind of benefit that they will get. They will stop the medical tourism. They will stop a lot of things from happening. But at the end of the day, it was full of bunch of lies. And there's no way there will be growth in this country. If the leaders who are supposed to be example, they don't want to feel the pain. They already want to enjoy it all through their tenure. And that is why, especially those ones that are having second term tenure without anything to lose. They feel like that there's nothing to lose. They have seen first time and then second time. This is the last chance they have. And their last chance, they still use it to still implicate things for the common man or common men in the country. But at the end of the day, how can we ensure your pain actually turns to growth? It's for you to ensure to work on yourself, work on your activities, work on your things, work things out for yourself. So you want to enjoy yourself, want to see growth, be ready to prepare for pains. And when you are feeling the pains, don't get discouraged. Keep on moving ahead because you are having purpose to increase in terms of all facets of your life, in terms of other things. I mean, that is how it is. So think about it, and then I will like to comment on this video below this video, and let me know what you think about this. No pain, no growth. Because you want growth. Do you think I can achieve growth without any pain? Have you done that? Tell me the secret. If you have anything at all you have done. There's some instances where you feel like when you maybe get inheritance, you feel there's no pain. There's pain. Your parents or people that added you over some properties for you to become rich or wealthy, you feel like, yeah, there's no pain. They felt pain. But you feel like for you to also feel the pain, but you have to manage it. To manage it too requires pain because it's not easy to manage resources, properties, and so on. So in life, there will be always pain because pain is part of life. Pain is a messenger telling you something, telling you how intense it is. Thanks so much for watching this video. I don't have much to say right now. I will see you some other time in the next video. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic is about consult before you get results. You have to think about results you are looking forward to. For every match in the football field, there's always a goal to reach and to meet up with. Now, if you are in the club, you may think about winnings and also losing, and but at the end of the day, the aggregate of your winnings should be higher and for you to be qualified to the next level. In life too, we need you to think about the results you are getting so far. A student is being satisfied after meeting up the requirements, after passing all the courses, after passing not just ordinary passing. If you fail a pattern course, we have a lot of required course. We have also what they call compulsory course and elective. These courses, for example, show that you need to consult some courses first by attending lectures, by reading your books, by going to library to get information, and so on. You can apply this kind of activities through different means in your life. Now, if you want to gain weight, you need to consult the dietitian who will show you some things you need to take. For example, food you need to eat and food you need to avoid. And if you're talking about business too, we are talking about what kind of business you want to do, engage in. This business, is this seasonal? And you want to think about, is it kind of steady cash flow that you can achieve with this? But at the end of the day, what we are talking about is that you need to know who are you consulting. Who is your consultant in life? Everyone has consultant in life. It can be your parents, it can be your friends, it can be someone who is knowledgeable in one area that you are into or you are passionate about to do. Now, first of all, the best way to actually get good result or the best result is to also have best consultation. Then in process, this consultation gives you the kind of development, makes you to grow, makes you to think more and grow and grow and grow more. Spiritually, when you have kind of consult your Bible, if you want to kind of grow in the spiritual life, you need to know that the consultation requires more than just reading. It also requires studying. It also requires meditation. It requires prayer and so on. So you don't just get results in your spiritual life by just reading Bible alone or by just attending spiritual gathering and then maybe services, and then that's all. You also need to have personal studies and so on. Now, what kind of results are you looking for? Because you want to get a result. I don't know the kind of result you are looking for, but whatever result you are looking for, you can achieve it. But the duration, the time it's for you to get there is what is not certain. It can take you a longer time. It can take you a short time. Now, you may not know, but your own responsibility is for you to keep consulting the right people, the right materials, the right knowledge that you need to build up your capacity, your mentality to face challenges that might be on the way or that can become obstacles from you reaching the results you have been desiring. And before you know it, you may there's the result within a short period of time without you kind of be surprised. How did that get here? That's how life is. But don't just think that you can get results without consultation. When you get results without consultation, you will also get returned back to zero, meaning that you get back to square one. That is not the best thing. Best thing, get consultation, and then before you get result. Forget about what people are saying. Even though people are insulting you, that you are consulting, but forget about the insult. Remember that you're looking forward towards the result that you need to accomplish in life. But in life, there are always results. After you get one result, you move to the next level, you move to the next stage. It's the same thing about everything in life. If you want to have good shape, for example, you don't just engage in exercises for just 30 days. And then before you know it, you think that, wow, I've gained so much muscles in my body, and that is all. I don't need to engage more in exercises. If you don't take care of that aspect of consistency in engaging more, you will likely lose those muscles back and gain fat. And that is the reason most of the time, when you achieve something in life, you don't just settle there and say that is all. Although we are talking about contentment, then contentment is good, but contentment is not meant for you to remain where you are. If you are in primary one, you are being taught 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. By the time you get to JS1 or JS2 or JS3, you are not going to be taught that kind of thing anymore. It won't be 2 plus 2 anymore. It won't be 4 plus 4 anymore. It won't be 8 plus 8 is not equal to 16. It won't be like that anymore. It will not contain some equations. It will contain some kind of complex kind of materials you'll be exposed to in order for you to advance to the senior secondary school 1, SS1 or SS2 before you get to the stage of WAEC. As if you are in Africa, that's what we are talking about. But if you are in other countries, there are other exams you have to go through. First of all, to test your knowledge and for you to get certificate, you get WAEC results and so on. But you know what? That's how you can get the best results in your life. Don't worry about what people say now. Consult the right sources, consult the right people, then you get the results you're looking for. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let's talk about politics this moment. I've been listening and watching fans of these 3 presidential aspirants, Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi. These are the 3 major contestants, or I'll call them fighters, who want to take that seat in next election, 2023. It is surprising that people are arguing online, trying to look for who will win, who is qualified, who is not qualified. But all I want us to consider is this: any person, any presidential aspirant that will mount or sit on that seat, it is going to affect the whole Nigeria, the whole country. either positively or negatively. Currently, we know the situation in the country, how things are expensive. For you to eat, for you to buy food, the price of commodities in the market, very high. And then because of the increase in the price of diesel and also the valuation of currency, you could see that a lot of people are really hustling, surviving to live. They don't really have much to save. Even though the one they have, there's not enough to even enjoy at least the life that they are living. Now, we are looking at these three contestants that are individual contestants, although there are others. The Showray is also there, and in the AAC, and we have other people that are trying to take that position. But if you look at this situation in the country, there are things we need to consider: the competence, transparency, and then we are talking about other qualities that a president is supposed to have. Now, I want to talk about Mr. Obi now. Mr. Obi is known to have records, showing records what he has done in Anambra State, and for me, I couldn't maybe argue much about it, since that anytime he speaks, he talks about verification. Go and verify. Go and check this. Go and check that. Now I wonder what kind of that means. He is full of confidence that yes, he has done well, and because he didn't care about wealth. Because if he cared about wealth, he said that he forfeited a lot of benefits as ex-governor of Anambra State. That is one. Now, that's another point you need to consider about him. And has this changed, or is just trying to use that one to step on the ladder to the position of presidency? I don't know. Now, let's talk about Atiku. If you look at Atiku, what good things or records that Atiku could actually show us that he has actually done? He has a lot of allegations against him that actually I've not seen enough video or interactions that are made to say yes, this is just mere allegation propaganda and not really true about me. And if you look at this, talking about whether from north or south or anything, let's forget about those issue about zoning, because I've not been fond of zoning. Either a bad person in north or a bad person in south or in west does not mean that because it is time for this zone to so a bad person can also be president. No, we are looking for those who are healthy, competent in terms of ability to work conveniently and without just sitting down and or traveling out up and down for medical tourism and other enjoyments, but we're looking for competence. Now, article also shows that fine, he has done some things. He built a university, or he has done some little things, but the university is meant for him. It's not meant for he put it for the elite wealthy people who could afford the school fees. So it's not for general public. Let's forget about that. It's more of a private. Now, talking about Tinubu issues is alarming, and people actually are saying that this man has colonized the Lagos. He owns almost everything in Lagos now. Talking about Lekki to get issues, that time that he's involved, or he knew some things about it. He contributed to the issue of killings and so on. And some people are saying, yes, this is Bullion Van man who has who use money, a lot of money to influence elections and so on. And since there's no, he also came out to say, no, it's my money, so I can spend it anyhow I like, because it's not your money. So that, in other words, he actually admitted that Bolivian came, and then enough money, excess money came, then it's his money, so he lavished it anyhow he wanted to do. So now, if we talk about records and performance now. What could we say concerning that? You could say that now. Are you trying to tell me that if you become president, you spend money anyhow? Is that the best way to talk about your money? If you have enough money, then there's no point for you to become president and then enjoy your life. Spend the time with your children, your grandkids, and fly around the world with your wealth, and not to really be the position of power. But the idea is that other issue, and again, before I round up this discussion, is the other things about the certificate issues. And now, if actually there is issue with certificates in terms of you cannot it's missing, definitely there are means of proving that actually you perform well, you attended primary school, you attended secondary school, and also university. It's very simple. It is just about transparency. I mentioned about earlier in this video about somebody who is transparent. Tinubu has not shown that actually is transparent enough, and when it gets into power, will he be able to show transparency? The person that is yet to come clean concerning its primary school SAT, secondary school SAT, and also the university in Chicago State University, and we have not seen any tangible things. If somebody looted, or group of people looted your properties, your certificate, there's always way to bring out, not only affidavit alone. Just say yes, I attended it. Anyone can say I went attended different schools without any sign. Even though you attended for 10 years without certificate, you may still be referred to as you didn't attend. That's just about it. Now, the political period we are in now, the sensitive period we are in, is really very, very crucial. The bottom line is that whoever you are choosing to be your president, always remember that there will be repercussion to you, your friend, your family, and even your fans. If you are a celebrity, we still have everybody has his or her freedom to choose whomever they like, or whoever he or she likes. So, but I believe that you will know the best thing to do concerning this issue of election, voting the right person. And who is the right person? I can't tell you the right person or not, but use your number 6. Use your heart, what your heart is telling you, not what somebody can give you on that election day, not selling your future. Whatever you are doing, either you sell your future or not, just know that whatever your decision you're making in general election, next coming election, remember that there will be another 4 years that we don't know what will happen. But we have seen the record so far. Choose wisely. And I believe that, yes, Nigeria will become great. We are always wishing and optimistic that Nigeria will be better. God bless Nigeria, and God bless the whole Africa. Okay, this time around, I want to talk about corruption. Corruption is poisonous. Corruption is poisonous. In Nigeria, we have leaders, we have followers, or we have government and we have people. Government by people, for the people, and and that it seems that we don't practice this kind of democracy. That's what they call it. But it's not a practice that is actually working for the country, for the nation. Although we have military regime, we had it before, and then this time around, it's worse than military regime. The corruption in this era, in this time we're living in, is more than that. And corruption is everywhere. When you even look at businesses too, people find it difficult to be faithful. But you know what? We need to ensure we fight the corruption. But unfortunately, those who are fighting corruption are selecting corruption to fight. They leave the corruptions that are in their cupboard, and they are fighting those ones that are in their opposition cupboard. That is the point. If they are fighting corruptions in their own cupboard, definitely Nigeria will keep on growing. They hide their own corruptions, they keep their corruptions, they bury their corruptions, they sweep it anywhere they want to sweep it. They don't want us to know their corruption. But unfortunately, The nation like this cannot move forward if the fighters are the promoters of corruptions. They are the ones promoting corruptions. If they actually fight the corruptions, then definitely we have a set of people who actually work as the head of the corrupt agency or commission, but still they are nowhere to be found, or they will be found. We have those people that are supposed to be in jail, to be in prison, serving sentences for the corruptions they practice as the head of the corrupt fighters. But they are hiding, they're enjoying themselves, they're enjoying their lives. And perhaps because of the leaders from above or guy at the top, they're the one that are actually maybe giving them directives. So in other words, they are innocent because the guy at the top could be the one actually corrupt. And actually it is like that. It is descending from the top to the down, to the bottom. And it shouldn't be that way. So point one is about you cannot fight corruption actually if you're actually the promoter of corruption. And then number two, you cannot have good corruption and bad corruption. Either you are fighting corruption or you are not fighting corruption. So if you fight good corruption and you are saying you have good corruption, so good corruption can be forgiven. How could Boko Haram be repented without paying any price for the atrocities committed, destroying lives, destroying properties? And you that fight corruption say you judge or you give verdict that Boko Haram actually they have repented. You sponsor them, you feed them, and I don't see. Are they bad corrupt? I mean, is it that there are good corruption or good corrupted people that committed crimes and then you said that they repented? You said that, and people are dying, people are losing their properties, people are losing their livelihoods, and then you are fighting corruption. I think we are actually joking in this nation too much. We joke too much from the leaders but down to the grassroots. I don't know, how can we fight? How can we say that? And it's killing the nation, and it seems that we don't even take it serious. Everybody's still living as if nothing is happening in this country. But how long are we going to stay like this? But you know what? Everything is left to us. The nation, I don't know what huge hope they have. What are they going to meet next generation? Nothing. Because the nation is in debt. No signs to pay, no signs to settle the debt. Even these interest rates on the debt is overwhelming. And we're saying that we're fighting corruption. Let us just be joking and keep on joking. Although this life is one life. Whatever you live for, whatever you are doing, you will reap. Enjoy yourself and see you another time. My name is Johnson Salami. Thanks so much for being part of this channel. I'm telling you this time around that the moment we are having now is about ending of the year of 2021. Everybody is aspiring to see and to gaze into the new year, meaning that everybody wants to see new year, definitely. And I want to kind of discuss with you about how have you been enjoying your time from the beginning of this year to this point in time. We are moving to the last week of the year. So we have spent about 51 weeks in this year alone. And imagine 51 weeks alone is not just more, it's more time. Definitely we think about what have you been achieving so far, what have you lost, and what have we gained. We have people who have weight and who had weight maybe for the beginning of this year, and they have shed some weight and they have lost some weight, and some people have gained more weight, and so on. So now I want to think about this today, and then I'm thinking that it is best for us to really assess our time we have spent so far this year. Now, if you have any idea about the time we have spent from January to February, March, April, to this point, December 2021, you will realize that you have spent a lot of time, hours. Is not just, one day. Thinking about 24 hours in a day, and then we're talking about 7 days in a week and 4 weeks in a month, and look at the period we have spent so much this year. Although we have opportunity to be alive, it's not because we are so wise. That's the reason why the reason we are alive. We know that we have the opportunity, it's a privilege for us and for you and I to be alive. I must tell you. And a lot of things have happened, a lot of attacks, a lot of calamity, different kind of attacks from everywhere. But we are still alive. That is the reason you're watching this video. And if you are watching it maybe after this, the new year, maybe after the end of the year, fine. We're talking about 2021. Now, I want you to assess your performance or your achievements so far. What have you achieved so far? Have you been able to really work on the parts of you that you need to work on? And then have you been able to do something so interesting this year that you can really see? Or you have made some losses and then you have seen that definitely you need to recover from it. Maybe new year, you need to think about have you gained so much in certain areas, and then how can you use that opportunity to multiply and gain more opportunities, or use that resources you have to gain more. So in other words, this year has been a year that is better than last year because of the lockdown that made a lot of us to be at home, to be almost all of us, because it was kind of, there was curfew, or there was kind of no going, there's no going in the night, or don't stay too long when you go out to go to the market for a few hours and so on. But this year we never had that issues in most places in the country. And then we're having kind of rumors, and perhaps it's not a rumor, but some news about the UK and other countries that are perhaps experiencing a new kind of era of another COVID and Omicron, different kind of so-called virus that are killing people, that are attacking people's immune system. We're talking about their immunity becomes weak, and the process, they are not that strong, or they could not make it again, and then they depart from the surface of the earth. But you know what? Now, I want you to think deeply about yourself. Now, what have you achieved? If you need to tell me, if you want to tell me, you can comment on the below in this video and let me know what have you achieved so far. What are you planning to achieve perhaps before the end of the year? Because perhaps this end of the year is more of like holiday, no much activities. And then if it's New Year, are you thinking about New Year resolution too? We still have people who are already planning about their New Year resolution, so they wanted to live anyhow. But it's better for you to not live anyhow, so that you can see the end of the year. Because when you live anyhow without properly living purposefully, you might make some decisions that could actually cause havoc in your life. So I don't want you at all to experience havoc, havoc or chaotic experience in your life, especially when you know you have the kind of choice to make. You can make the choice to do better things for yourself. Now, I'm telling you, by New Year, I'm going to be releasing some videos about kind of people. I look for inspirational talks and from other people, so that I can share my own opinions and also look at things from different perspectives, so that we will be able to get more from this channel. And thanks so much for subscribing, for those of you who have subscribed, and thank you so much for, I know that you subscribe as you are watching this video, and then you will gain more points and more lessons, more nuggets, and a lot of kind of ideas that could help you, that could transform your life. Because this channel is about inspiration. We want you to have kind of spirit of excelling in what you are doing, especially the good things you are doing, and then we want you to stop the bad things or the wrong things or the mediocre habits that you have been developing so far, and then work on them. So I will be going now just for you to know that definitely I just want to wish you Merry Christmas, and I want you to and then I wish you Happy New Year in advance, because you still have few days left before the end of this year. So thank you so much for being part of this channel, and I know that one day if you don't see one-on-one, we will see perhaps online too, and then we'll be able to rub minds together on how can we make life better for us as we are living. And then by the time before we die, let us ensure we live, because most people don't live before they die. They die and then they never lived at all. But I believe that you and I will live, and then to fulfill our purpose on earth here, and as well to end well, and then live this earth and leave legacies that will transform the next coming generations. Because this generation now, we are seeing a lot of things changing, a lot of changes are happening in terms of technology, economy, and we are looking at the other part of the things happening in the world too. Global warming, according to the scientists who claimed about this world is getting warmer every day because of the temperature is rising and so on. All those kind of things may not be even, the reforestation is not causing it, according to other people that I've seen that have been thinking about it, and the school of thought thinking that no, it's not about the deforestation. No matter how you plant more forests, that does not stop this issue that we're talking about, global warming. But we have been expressing Matan when it's time, we experience also rain season and so on. While some people are expressing perhaps snow everywhere, blocking their doors and their roofs and their ways. They have to be using a trailer or using tractor to clear the ways before they can pass. But all of us here in this part of the world, in Africa, we experience more of it. And Matan, our lips used to get dry and so on. But if yours is not getting dry, maybe perhaps you are using something to wet it and say that, but that's how the world is. So enjoy yourself, this moment you have right now that you are still breathing, and don't let regret or don't let any weakness to hold you down. And I will encourage you to live and enjoy your life when you can, because you can now, as long as you are breathing. So my name is Johnson Salami, and see you some other time. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while that I uploaded on my channel. Now I'm back, and I want to talk about how to download any video from YouTube. In other words, you are free to download. And sometimes a lot of people think about, well, they need some special application before they can download. You don't need any application. Once you have browser, once you are connected, you have any gadget that is connected to internet with browser, you are good to download video from YouTube. Now you need to first of all have good internet, because downloading may take a longer period of time if your internet speed is so slow. Now we still have people who have good internet service, but the system is not that responsive. But no matter what it is, you are in the 21st century, and I don't know which device you are using, whether your phone, at times it can be hanging and so on. But I want to talk about how you can download any video from YouTube for free. We don't need to pay a dime for it. Now let me quickly go to the browser now for you to see how I go and make it work to download it easily. Now I'm going to go there right now. Okay, for instance, now this is the page, YouTube page, and that is the link. You can see I'm at URL point now. You just had SS in between dot and Y, and when you already added it on the link, all you need to do is to press enter, and when you press enter, you will see another page that will pop up on your screen. That page will consist of the link and also the video. You can see it's loading right here, and now it is finished loading. Now if you look at it now, the video is there, and you can see link here and also the video. So we will go to the point where you see different format to download. You can see the download format there. Then you can click on download, or you can change the format. So that's 360 is lighter than 720 because the data will be higher. So the higher the format, the more clearer it will be. But 360 is moderate for those who are using phones and those who don't really want to conserve their what they call this data. No, data is quite expensive at times. A video from YouTube, you are free to do that. I have shown you the perfect example from this video that I'm downloading right now. In the next few minutes, it will finish downloading. Then I can have it on my laptop. I can have it on my phones. I can have it on my tab. And if I'm using tab too, I can also do the same, meaning that I can as well you go to the link and then go to the YouTube link and press SS in between dot and Y and press enter. Then it will take me to the save from .net. And in other words, if you're on already on the page, you can also copy the link of the YouTube and paste it in the save from .net, and then you have the option to download it. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you some other time on some techniques and skills or there's some information that you may not be aware of that will help you to really save you, in terms of data, save you some stress of going to YouTube or any link that you download it all the time. You want to feel like downloading it all the time. My name is John Salami. Thanks very much. See you some other time. How to protect your body from virus. This is another interesting topic that I want you to really think about. How can you protect your body? Is this really possible for you to protect your body? Yeah, it's possible, since there's a way that you can do things that would make that thing different from the rest, meaning that those who don't protect their body from the virus. You know about a laptop, very well. You need to have antivirus. Antivirus is something to disrupt any activities of virus. It is meant to disengage the power or the attack of the virus. So in other words, you need antivirus in your body. And then what are the antivirus you need in your body? It's not always computer antivirus I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about interesting point that I want you to know. How can you protect your body? Your body has several systems in your body. Like, let me say about 8 or 9. It can be more than that, because it is in terms of your mental system too. It's there too. So, but in that, it will not be physical. Okay, I'm talking about physical. Protection right now. Then you need to know about your excretory system, your respiratory system. Are you breathing well? Are you detoxifying your body system well? Are your blood circulating well and the nutrients in your body? Is this circulating very well? Then other systems in your body, you need to find out, diagnose them. The point one is about diagnose your body systems. Know what area in your body that needs attention, and just try your possible best to diagnose. Find out first, what is it that you want to deal with? Is it your excretory system if you are having constipation? Is it your respiratory system if you are finding it difficult to breathe? Is it kind of other parts of your body system? Is it that you are finding it difficult, your part of the body is not really growing, it's supposed to grow, and so on? You talk about other part of the body. So you have to look for it. Then look for the way. Get feedback from each of your body systems. So in other words, if you find out that you are not doing well in terms of detoxifying your body system, you're not sweating out, even when you're engaging in exercises, you need to detoxify your body system. That is a excretory system. Find out and look for it. If it's about digestive systems, when you eat food, it's time to maybe vomit it out, you know that is digestive systems is having issue, and then look for a way to deal with it. So in other words, all these things actually working towards something, which point 3 that I want to discuss with you. Point 3 has to do with your body immune system. Immune system actually is very, very crucial. And immune systems, they work with other systems in your body. So think about immune system as soldiers, your body soldiers. So they are there to protect you. So whatever you are engaging in, whatever you are consuming, if you are taking stuff that will harm your bodies, your immune system definitely is like you have soldiers and you give them poison. You know what? Whenever there's attack, definitely there will be free access. And that is the secret of defeating or winning. meaning that you must deal with the stronghold first, the soldiers, before you be able to attack. And then before you know it, you start thinking that is the attack is the as a result of what you just did. It has been what you have been doing that you don't know that you have been doing it. It has been there for a long time. You have been poisoning it, small, poisoning those soldiers, the organism that's meant to protect your body. At the end of the day, you need to boost them back. You boost them back. That's the reason. If you do use drugs, trying to, maybe suppress kind of pain, that is not the best way. But try to figure out what is it you need. Do you need the rest? To rest a bit before you move on. So you don't need to kill yourself or suppress your immune system. And stress can also cause it. But I'm not talking about stress right now. I'm talking about your body immune system. So your body system is named to work on, and those are the things that could contribute against your body immune system. So now the fourth point is about having supplies against the virus. So now, do you know the virus? If you know the virus, if you know what are those things that are actually causing it, what are those things in your body system that are against your body system? Now, whatever they need, just stop supplying them. It's like they are terrorists. When you keep on funding them, give them money, give them different things, give them ammo tanks and to the attack. It's like you are encouraging them to destroy you. In other words, you are feeding lion to kill you. You are nurturing lion to swallow you, to tear you apart at the end of the day. So because a lion is meant to not be to not be close to you, lion is not dog. Even dogs, we have some dogs that can turn crazy, and in terms of their brains can turn upside down and start behaving anyhow. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about anything that will harm your soldiers. That is promoting the virus in your body system. Definitely, they will succeed. So what you need to do is to stop supplying them. That is the point that I want you to know. So the first point is about make sure that you diagnose your body systems, and secondly, get feedback from each of these your body systems to know what is going on with them. Then boost. Make sure you boost your body system. This boosting is really, really interesting because you need to boost something. So without body systems, your immune system boost your immune system, and that is very, very, very important. Then start the supplies against the virus. In other words, don't let this virus, don't keep on feeding them with what junks you are taking or anything that we encourage them. So find out what are they, and I know that you will get better, you feel better, and then your body will be protected. Thanks so much for watching this video. I will maybe talk about that time, and then we have some things to discuss. So if you have any question, any comment, you may write on this box, this down below on this comment box, and then you let me know how you feel, what you want me to talk about or discuss. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you some other time. Okay, thanks so much for joining. This is another beautiful time for discussing with you there, wherever you're watching me from. And this time around, I'm talking about what you see is what you get. Whatever you see, you can get it. But the question I will ask is that, what are you saying? Okay, if you don't know what you're saying, then there's no way you can get it. But I want you to think about your sight and your insight. The both are not the same. If you look at it, your sight could be your eyes, what your eyes see, but your insight could be what your eyes could not see, but it's part of what your eyes are saying. But that means now there's deeper insight of your eyes. That means that will make it more insight, internal sight. That is, you could literally say it is called insight. Now the definition may be different from this one, I'm telling you, but that does not mean that you need to understand your sight and also your insight. Now, what do you need to see? If you don't see what you need to see, what you need to do first is, first of all, to see how you can treat your eyes. We have people who have issues with eyes, and then they need to treat the eyes first before they can see. And that is the most important thing. And the eyes we're talking about could be more than just your eyes. So we have variety of life or phenomenon, different kind of things happening. Then if you are looking to see what is it that you are saying, definitely you need to think about it. That is this the sight. Then secondly, move your legs when you have dealt with your sight. Now the second point is about move your leg. Now how do you move your leg? You have legs, and it's not only about being either crippled or not being crippled. You need to take a step or action towards your sight, what you have seen. In other words, if you are going to south, definitely your legs supposed to take follow suit, meaning you get to move in direction of your sight. That is the point, because first of all you see, and then second you move towards what you see. Then the third point is about pick what you are after. If you are looking for gold, you dig gold, and it may take a while for you to get it gold. And if you are looking for anything at all in life, definitely you need to see how to move towards it and pick whatever it is you are looking for. A lot of people are looking for money. Definitely almost everyone is looking for money. Then the point is that how do you move towards this money, how to get the money? But the idea is that it is not just that easy to just get to the money, because there are some principles, there are some processes, there are some procedures that need to be followed for you to be able to get money. The same thing with wisdom. For you to get wisdom, you need to also follow principles. And whatever it is in life, there are principles that you need. So these are the first 3 points that you need to consider. Are you moving in direction of your goal, what you want to get? Then if you have to see it first, then if you have to travel to the river to fetch water, definitely you have to see the river first. Are you seeing the river? Then if you see the river, then you challenge your legs to move. You don't have any means of getting there. You challenge your legs to the river. When you get to the river, what do? You start bending down with buckets or with anything you have in your hands to be filling your container. Then you pick up what you are looking for. These are the 3 points that I want you to see. There are more points concerning what you see is what you get. You have to keep on working on this. These are the 3 fundamental ways to get what you see. And you can see what you get. So work on this 3 points, and then I'm telling you that definitely you are going to pick your treasures. And fortunately, they say that you can force a horse to the river, but you cannot force a horse to drink. And what does that mean now? The horse that they're in this quote or on this point talks about 2 things: see and also move to the river. But the issue is that picking could be the issue. Picking, drinking, which is the 4th point, may be left out. So we need to work on these 3 points for us to see how we can get what we see, and you see what we get. What you see, we see more things that are there. Definitely, it's more of like you are in free town, in a free world where you have choices to make. But most of the time, we try our possible best to be picking stones instead of to pick gold. We see gold in treasures, but because gold is what we could see, we might be picking stones and they are leaving gold behind. Or it just, maybe because it couldn't recognize the gold. So these are the 3 points, and I believe that you will really get whatever you want. Thanks so much for watching this video, and some other time I'll be able to talk about something interesting and some more point that will encourage you, to inspire you to achieve your goals in life. My name is Johnson Salami, and enjoy your time. Yes, this time we are talking about half empty and half full. What do you understand about half empty and half full? In life, you got to see things in different ways, but the best way to look at things is about optimistic. Being optimistic and meaning that you have to be hopeful and be seeing positive things than negative things. Because you look at positive things alone does not mean that negative things are not there, but still you are looking towards shifting from being empty to being full. No, you can be full with wisdom and understanding. You can be full with having a lot of food to eat and then relax yourself. You can be full of time to spend traveling around the world. But you know what? In life, what you have to see is to see how you are moving forward. Whatever you are looking at, you try to tend to copy it. In other words, it magnets and make you to join. It pulls you together. So the idea I'm talking about this time around is about half empty and half full. So now I want you to think deeply and feel a bit more of optimism than negativity. Negativism is not really part of life that you need to hold on to. You know, it happens at times. Yes, it happens, and most of the time, history does not really repeat itself. But you can make life so repetitive in the sense that what happened previous years can still happen today. But you know what? You need to change. You need to look at the future. What has happened in the past shouldn't hold you down to remain in the past. So in other words, let us look at how are we seeing lives. Do you see it as is going down or is going up? Or do you see it is going to the left or is going to the right? Now, whatever case you want to look at it, make sure you think deeply about how full. When you look at how full, you will have the more aspiration, more desire to be able to work towards getting to that point where you will reach the peak. But you know what? In this life, it seems there is no peak. The more you try to reach one level, you will try to see another level that you need to move into, you jump into. So what do you do about those kind of stages? You keep on moving up and moving up and never give up. Because in the process, we have a lot of people who have climbed Mount Everest, the so-called highest mountain in the whole world. But you know what they didn't just get there just in the day. They try to keep on climbing it until they get there. And when they get there, they could see the whole wide world. But they still have limitations because there are some mountains that we still need to climb. Because the other mountains that may require some kind of technical strength for you to be able to take a push up higher and higher until you get to the top. But the same thing applies in life, in business, in family, in a career, in every facet of life. If you are talking about relationship, you're talking about friendship, you're talking about courtship, because about a lot of things, you need to see half full rather than to see half empty. So if I see half empty, it should be negative things, but you should see that you are moving away from negative to positive, and you're saying that you are moving forward. So if you have the mind to move forward, yes, you can move forward. Nobody will hold you down. Even most of the times, it's your thought that's holding you down. Your thought is saying half empty, but your mind is saying the same thing. Then that means that's what you'll be saying. That's what your actions will be going to. You'll be saying that things are going down and going down and going down. You never see anything positive. So thanks so much for watching this time around. Thanks so much for this opportunity to be here with you so that we can actually share inspirations together. If you have any question on the comment, you can just maybe ask question or maybe comment about this issue about half empty and half full. What do you think about it? How does it affect your life? How has it been affecting your life? What can you do about it? Those are the questions you need to be asking yourselves, and I need to be asking myself too, so that you can see that we move towards half full to be seeing half full, not to see half empty. And if you see half full more, you will see that very soon the cup will be full, or will be closer to the full, to the bottom of it will be falling, or it will be getting overflow out of the cup. But still, you don't give up. It's keep on pouring it until you are satisfied. But in life, the satisfaction is relative. It means you might be satisfied today. Tomorrow, you still see something else that you still need to get, and so on. But never give up and keep on striving. Thanks so much for watching this video. and then we'll see some other time. Strive or thrive. Now the question is about the definition of strive and thrive. Most of the times you don't know the meaning. At times you thought that they are the same. But let me tell you this, these two words define states of people. They try to define what you are going through. You may not understand the concept of thriving and surviving. Now, living life comes with challenges and defeating those that challenges. Now, consistently, surviving is more of pushing and pushing to move away from minus to positive. Now, sometimes effort can return back to zero, meaning that you struggled so much, and at the end of the day, after some signs of progress, you get back to the point where you started. Then, no clue of increase at all, because it's go, and then before you know it, now you return back to it, the place where you have been trying to survive. Then, talking about thriving, we're talking about thriving shows there is a consistent positive increase, either in quality or quantity. It stays away from zero level to higher positive level, meaning that you stay away from zero level where it was like stagnancy rather, and you see that you are moving away from it, and consistently you keep on moving without allowing that state before, by returning back to it. But even though it doesn't have to be so much like in terms of speed, but there should be consistent signs of progress. That's what we're talking about. Thriving. So now ask yourself if you are surviving or thriving. Find ways you can thrive and not survive. There are ways you can find then that you thrive and not to survive. Although the economy, the government, the activities, some factors could make you to not maybe thrive, but there's ways you can find ways. Just find it. Then when you find the ways, then turn them to habit. Turn them to habits. It's something you do every now and then. Then that will keep you thriving and return back to the higher level we're talking about. Return you back to the next level, higher level, because that point is what we need to understand. You need to ensure you don't go back to the way you used to do things, the way to do things. And at the end of the day, when you are thriving, there should be signs, symptoms, or clues that yes, this person is progressing. Now the point is that, do you think that you are thriving or you are just surviving? Whenever you think about this, look for a way to find solutions to your issue. Identify the state you are in. Am I surviving? Am I thriving? The thriving is so easy. It's the same way surviving is somewhat easy, because you may find it because that you are so used to surviving that you forget about thriving. And then that is at time the same thing applies to when you are used to thriving. You are just thriving in almost all the things you are doing. Surviving will look as if, come on, this is not, you find it difficult to survive because you are already above that stage. You will now be seeing survivors as something so it's nothing to you anymore because you are thriving. But if you are surviving, you're seeing thriving as something so difficult to do, meaning that you cannot achieve this. You find it difficult to do it. But at the end of the day, ensure that you go for thriving by all means. Don't kill, don't destroy, but ensure thriving is positive. Thriving is really, really essential for you to move ahead in life. Everybody wants to move ahead in life, but do you think about how you can do that? Do you work towards achieving those goals? And one of the goals should be thriving in your life. Definitely don't keep on surviving. Don't go extra mile. Don't go beyond your level. What if you know this is not yet a time, you just wait. And if you're using your time, take that action and move ahead. Thanks so much for watching this video. And then you may subscribe if you have not. And we'll see you another time. January is here again. Definitely, this is the first month of the year. How do you see this month? The beginning of this month actually is good and so sweet. It takes optimism for you to see the goodness and loveliness in this month. This month, when people may be feeling like they don't have much money again in their pocket. I don't know how you see the January. January is best month of the year because it's going to be like a fresh start. You are starting something new. Definitely, that's how I see this new month. I don't know how you see the January. January cannot be replaced with December because December has gone for last year. So another one we are waiting for. So it takes another 11 months again to see another December. So in other words, now we have this opportunity to enjoy this new month. So whatever it is you don't have or you have, ensure you appreciate whatever you have right now. If we still have a lot of needs, yes, definitely we have needs. Think about it. January is a busy month so far, and the month when everybody may be having to manage little resources left behind. After our festival with Yuletide period we had, perhaps a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I don't know how long you have been celebrating the ending part of the last year. So now, how do you see the January? January will determine the rest of the year. But most of the times, it doesn't determine the rest of the year. Why? Because February may come and there's something else, and you may see another thing, another breakthrough or challenges you have been facing, and then before you know it, boom, finally it changes. Definitely it has to change because the letters in the month of January is not the same thing with February. January starts with J and then February starts with F. And then if you look at F and J, they are not the same letter. So each month has the uniqueness. All you have to do is to open your heart, open your mind, then ensure you live the month, the day, every day in the month of January. And I know that how you see the January, which keep on changing for better. In other words, you'll be seeing good things and best things happening to you and to people around you, your relatives, and so on. So don't see this month as a month of we're into it. Yes, we are back again into another perhaps work and hectic things. No, don't think it that way. Think about it in a way that you will, or you also flow with this month. And this month is the best month for you because it's the first month in the year 2022, and then the opportunity you have right now is for you to enjoy it. Enjoy it. You have to enjoy it. So whatever it is you are going through, either you are feeling sick, you are feeling tired, you are feeling weird somehow, enjoy it because you won't have another January again in year 2022 if you don't enjoy the days in this month. So by the time you enjoy it, definitely when February comes in, when you have opportunity to see February, definitely you'll be able to enjoy February too. And then before you know it, the rest of the year will be so glorious and will be so profitable in all facets of your life. I'm telling you this because you need to know this. January is best month for you. Why am I saying so? It's a starting point for you to see that you can move things, you can do things, you should be able to hit your goals. And then I've talked about it in another video, but I'm talking about this month. How do you see January? Enjoy it. How do you say it determines how you see the rest of the year? The meaning that if you keep on getting yourself discouraged, being downcast, and you don't allow your heart, your soul to see good things, definitely you may not be able to enjoy much of this month. But I don't want you to keep on seeing your past regrets and then getting stuck. Definitely the memories tends to linger for a longer time. So the memory you had in the past should not be controlling your January. Your January is the best month. Enjoy it. How you see your January? I hope you see it well. You see it the best. You see it that it's better than last year. You see it more than you have seen before. Last year January and previous year's January. No matter what happened in the past, it has gone. There's nothing you can do about it. The January you have now, you can do a lot of things about it. So enjoy it, and also live your life to the fullest. Don't stay in the past. Look forward to the future. Keep on pressing forward, and then you will enjoy definitely the rest of this month and the rest of the months left in this year 2022. Thanks so much for watching this video. See you some other time.